Welcome back, everybody. Collider Live. It's back. We are back. Everybody's back. It is Monday. It is, what the hell is today? October 21st. Man, Halloween right around the corner. And no costumes here today, but we are ready for a show. Mr. Josh McCouga is here.
Sir.
Mark, the Yodiest of Riley's.
Hello.
Roxy Stryer. And a rock star, Cody Hall.
Hi.
We'll get into that in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for being here this weekend. How are you guys? How was your weekend, Josh?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a great
Why?
weekend. My Penn State and Lions beat Michigan.
Yeah.
The Steelers had a bye, so we couldn't lose.
Yeah.
I saw Jojo Rabbit on Friday night, which is by far my favorite
Delivered
movie of the year.
to the hype.
I
Okay.
mean, it might be. I mean, it's definitely. It goes like Jojo Rabbit, Peanut Butter Falcon for
Wow,
me. Like
okay.
those two movies, two very different movies.
Just a little bit of a switch from Roxy.
But
Yeah.
but two very just like heartwarming tales. I mean, it is just again, people like that see the trailer and they're like, I'm not going to support. They should. Again, like Amanda said, this shouldn't have worked. Like this doesn't make any sense.
Just shows you how good of a filmmaker he is. Yeah. Well, I did not have the luck that you did when it came to my sports teams.
Yeah.
Everybody shit the bed. You start with the Giants yesterday on the plane and get on. We'll go into the whole. We'll talk a little bit about the Orlando trip, and it doesn't work anymore, right? You can't do it anymore. It's
No,
not
I
even
guess
coming-
the button doesn't work.
Well, it's not even coming up anymore, so it
No,
doesn't
not
really
yet.
work.
Try it again. Let me see.
Orlando.
Oh,
Hey,
Still
still
works.
works.
Well, on the trip back yesterday, because I was on JetBlue, and Ellis walks up and he goes, "The game's on Channel 4," and I turn on, and it's 14-0.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's a dick, right? You know. And so, but then I watch it. They got close, but then the kid's coming into his own.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. He's kind. I know he's coming into his own. He didn't
Two
look
rookie
bad.
quarterbacks.
But you know what it was, dude? It's like that line just kept getting to him. They weren't protecting him.
I know.
They
Yeah.
weren't protecting him. So anyway,
Giants lost it.
they lost, and then you just talk about a complete heartbreaker with the Yankees Saturday
Oh,
night
yeah.
Oh, my
at the
goodness.
bar after.
Yikes.
Yep, at the bar after the Schmodown, and where they were watching home run Yankees. The whole bar starts screaming, "Let's go Yankees!" Like amazing. We're good to go. And not 15 minutes later,
Yeah, Jose Altuve.
he hits a home run, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
What a dick tease.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I watched all the reactions of the people. Like I was watching the Barstool reactions and all like the Yankees fans and then the people like literally collapsing in the stand.
It
Like,
was
yeah, it's
awful.
just
There was a guy that they have out in the balcony, I guess at the Houston Stadium, and he's watching, and they're all excited, and he's screaming, he's like, "All right, we got this!" And then he hits it. He's just like, "Oh." Just sad.
Did you
day.
see the Barstool video of the guy punching the hole in the TV?
No.
That was pretty funny.
No,
Yeah.
why would people do that? How was your weekend? You still look like you had a pretty great weekend.
Oh, I had the best
You know what I mean?
weekend ever.
See?
I had
All
the
you
best
guys.
weekend.
What
It
happened?
seemed like it was a
Yeah,
great
you're all
weekend
over
for
the place.
What'd
Yeah,
you do?
just had a great weekend. I have a friend from out of town visiting, and that's like always you're doing things.
Yes.
We went to the Magic Castle, which was really great.
Was that your first Magic Castle?
No,
Oh.
Every time he comes, we go because
cool.
he is obsessed with magicians.
Magic, right,
But
you
it's by
told us
far
about
and
that.
away the best one that I've gone to so
Who
far.
was in the main room? Do you remember?
I don't remember what their names were, but one of them was on that CW show that just happened about the magicians, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, but he was.
It was called
literally
The
making-
Magicians?
No, it was no, that's a different show. It was about magicians.
Yeah.
It was a
nice show. A nice show
non-scripted.
about them.
Oh,
He was
non-scripted.
making doves. Like out of
Real
it
doves.
was insane. Like he would pull out a handkerchief and go like this, and then it just would turn into a dove that started flying. It was like,
What?
what? How are you actually doing that?
Wow.
It was crazy.
Magic.
Then I started thinking about it and like the position that Doug has to probably be in, and like the
He's stuck
it
in
made
his
me really
sleeves.
sad, but whatever. But
The one time I was there, speaking of doves, I saw. I was watching, and it was like an older guy, and he was doing dove tricks, and you could see the doves moving in his sleeve. I swear to God, I was like, "Ugh, "This is
I
bad."
know. And then yesterday I went to Galaxy's Edge.
How
which
was that?
It was awesome. It was great too because the friend that's in town brought his best friend who is a rock star in the UK, a legitimate like massive
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
So we're getting all these amazing free
that's
whatever.
cool.
So it was great. And he,
Is he getting recognized?
you know what? No. Not he.
What's his
like
name?
apparently Matt Willis. He's in a band called Busted, and the only reason that we know them is because they were the original. Do you guys remember the song "Year 3000"? That
Year
Jonas Brothers.
3000.
Been to
Oh.
the year 3000.
That's
It's a
Jonas.
huge Jonas Brothers hit.
Okay.
And the Jonas Brothers covered it from their
Oh,
band.
and that's
so-
how they did it. Oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
But anyway, though, they're really big over there, and so we got all this great stuff, and they're huge Star Wars fans too. So like seeing everything was really
Was that
cool.
your first time there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was my first time going.
So when I was in Disneyland last week or 2 weeks ago,
You didn't go?
No, we didn't go.
Okay.
Because we had the fast pass for all the rides, and the kids aren't really Star Wars fans. Where is it?
So I was confused as well because I was under the impression that it was going to have a separate park entrance, like
Yeah.
there was going to be California Adventure and Disneyland
Right.
and Star Wars
Right.
Land, like Galaxy's Edge,
That's what I thought.
whatever. But it is past Frontierland, so it just goes further back than the park
but you
ever
can walk.
went.
But you can walk it in the actual. You don't have to take like a shuttle over or anything. You can walk it.
No, you can walk
Okay.
it, but it's you go through Disneyland and then you go all the way back,
I see.
like all the way back through there's an archway and you have to go underneath it and then you are officially there.
Are there aliens walking around yet? Because that was one of the biggest criticisms. There still aren't aliens walking around.
You know what? I didn't see
Aliens and shit.
I
Yeah.
didn't
Nice.
see anything except for stormtroopers
Okay.
and Chewie walking
Right.
around
and
back
human
there.
human
Which one's
bartenders.
Frontierland? Is that where Thunder Mountain is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So,
Chewie scared you.
Chewie scared the living shit out
Why?
of me.
That's some good pictures there.
They got me so bad. I was taking picture and I was just like getting down by the Millennium Falcon and I thought it was like a really cool pose being a douche or whatever. And I feel something like brush against me and I turn and Chewie is over me like this and
pretty
they
awesome.
capture it. I
Oh, they got it? Is it on
screamed.
your
Yeah,
Instagram?
it's on our
Everybody,
Instagram.
yeah, everybody turned.
Is it a
and-
story?
Yeah.
Same
I
thing
saw
with,
the
like,
pictures.
This is why I
I
don't
put
do
it on my
stories.
Insta story.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe
Yeah.
I was looking at your
The
story.
pictures on my story.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, because there's a story I want to tell about Cody. I can't see it because it's on the story.
Well,
It's
that was
story.
meant to not live forever.
Yeah.
This is meant
it
to
is.
not live forever either, especially because I looked really not cute.
Oh.
But it was worth showing the world. But I didn't want to stay there.
Get it.
So wait, okay, because again, it was my first time in Disneyland last week. So you go past the Mexican
You had never been
restaurant.
to Disneyland.
Well, I know I've been to Disneyland, but I like finally knew where I was,
Right.
everything. Because when I went with Ellis, we had like a tour guide, and I really wasn't paying attention because I didn't really care. But when you're with kids, you're like, meet us in Frontierland.
So it's
I'm
like
oh,
the
that
upper
is-
like corner. So if you go,
past Thunder Mountain.
yep,
Up
way
that hill.
past, up, and then to the left, there's now a whole new archway. Like you would have had to been like, oh, you couldn't. If you see the
And
archway,
do you need
you have
reservations to
go
go in that archway?
No,
No,
but
no,
you do need
for the bar.
reservations for, Cantina,
Yeah,
and I did not
Cantina.
know that.
Yeah,
and so then when I was there, they were like, "Oh, just make a reservation on your phone." And I looked, and it was for like 11 p.m. And I was like, "No way!" So I didn't get to go in, which I was bummed about.
Right.
There was a lot of things I didn't know. I texted Fife that day, and I was like, "Yo, I feel like you were here for Nerdist. What rides should I go on
Right.
first?" And she was like, "Well, there's only one ride."
Right.
And I was like, "Wow, how did I miss that?"
And it
Like,
was the
So
Millennium
there's-
Falcon thing.
it's Smuggler's Run. is
Yeah,
the
they're,
name
they're
of it,
still
I
working
believe.
on the other one. They're doing.
But it's dope.
The other one will be
Rise of
soon.
Resistance.
I
Yeah,
had
it'll be
Yeah.
2 kids though, so it was the 3 of us and then a mom and 2 kids that went
Busy
into
weekend, you had
Smuggler's
2
Run.
kids, huh?
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
Wait, so it was like
And-
one of those like virtual reality where you sit and it
Yeah.
smuggles
Yeah.
you
You're
through it?
actually steering.
Right.
You're actually shooting. But I'm not good in these situations because, well, first of all, they had me drive. Massive mistake.
Yeah.
I was okay at it actually because I only had to go up, down, and the person next to me
Yeah.
was going
How
left,
many times
right.
did you crash?
Like 3, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
The kids behind me though were the gunners.
Okay.
And I got so annoyed at one. She was maybe like 5.
And you weren't with them.
No.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, hit the button, hit the
To a
button.
5-year-old. Nice.
Screaming.
That's
So I
awesome.
just started reaching behind and hitting it. My friends were like,
Don't scream at the
do
children.
that. Yeah, because Matt has kids
Right.
and
You
Dom
don't
is good
scream.
with kids.
Yeah,
He was like,
don't-
that's not how you handle it. I was like, they weren't doing their job.
They're 5.
I like
not
the idea
doing
that
it.
you implanted their memory with this. That
Yeah,
there's
some
crazy
old
woman
lady
in,
screaming at
in
her.
the Millennium
Yeah.
Falcon is
100%.
smacking them.
Yeah. She's mean.
It was really great
Yeah.
though. It was so much fun. And the new Guardians ride I'd been on before, but oh my God, have you guys gone on it?
No.
The
It's
Tower
the
of Terror.
Tower of Terror, but it's Guardians.
It's so much
that's
better
cool.
now. It's
You just the
awesome.
thing that drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is when like the whole setup of walking in is awesome.
Awesome,
It's
yeah.
so cool. Like the Imagineers who put that thing together crushed it.
You
like
went. You
it's-
went. You go with your.
No, with my family. I mean, dad and my little niece and
How old are they?
niece is 9 now.
And she took the job.
Oh yeah, yeah. She loved
Did you
it.
scream like you normally do?
Oh yeah.
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 Speaking of which,
But here was the best part about that. So she had a hat on,
Yeah.
right? and you're supposed to take your hat off and whatever, and we're falling, and the hat flies off, and I was like a ninja. I was like, and grabbed it. My dad was like, "Holy dog!"
Well, let me tell you about that scream, by the way. So I was telling my mom and my brother. So I stayed in. Cause I went to Tampa the first night before I went to the show on Saturday or Friday. So my brother picks me up in Tampa. We go out to eat with my dad. I went back to watch the Yankee game, but my brother had seen some of the Halloween Horror Nights, and he's like, I got to watch the rest of that. It's so funny. And my mother just loves Makuga. She's like, he's really growing on me. I like that Makuga, right? And so I was like, well, you got to see this. I said, you got to see this video. So she's like, and the Yankees are now, they just blew it like so many times. They left so many base runners on. I was like, let's take a break here from the game. We'll pause. We'll come back to it. So you got to watch this. So we watched it, and they were both losing their minds, laughing so hard. And she's like, I feel so bad for him. She's like, you guys, oh man, but she couldn't stop laughing, like, because we watched the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for him watching it at all. Wendy, I do.
Wendy, yeah.
Luckily, Frank cut out most of it, and I'm not in there.
Wendy!
Wendy!
There's a little moment, which is great.
But she does look up, and she's clearly sobbing.
But it still plays really well, because I wanted to know how that moment was going to play for my mother and my brother. Like they were going to be like, oh man, but because the way that he cut it, she goes, I really don't like clowns. And then they cut it, and it was great.
He did perfect with
great.
it, but I was like, he could have made us look way worse.
He did. But the other thing so there were some people who came to the Schmodown that worked at Halloween Horror Nights, and the guy came to the bar afterwards, and he was telling me that they showed like a majority of the staff, and they loved it.
Get the hell out of here.
The one in Orlando?
In Orlando,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it was.
That's awesome.
It was great. But in general, man, it was a good.
Josh plays huge in Orlando.
Let me tell you about Cody. I didn't go to this thing because it was me and Dagnino and Kaiser and Chance, random crew, and a couple of Kaiser's buddies. We went out, and my brother, and we went out to some like dive bar on Church Street in Orlando. And
you and Dagnino and Kaiser, not random. Chance coming with you guys, totally
and he just showed up, which was cool. But I'll tell you, he even said, he's like, I feel like I'm at the big boys table, and he was hanging out with us.
Is he 21 yet?
Yeah, he's like 22. Okay. But in this bar, there was they were smoking in the bar. I had to get out of the bar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
still smoking
cigarettes?
in this
cigarettes
one bar.
In the bar?
In this one bar, yeah. So I had to get the hell out of there.
Cigs inside.
Yeah.
Cigs inside.
I had to get out. Then we had the worst pizza in the world. But just watching Dagnino and Kaiser talking to people was incredible. Yeah. And then we went to this other place. I thought I was getting to sleep by like 12 o'clock. It was 3 o'clock because I went back, and then I'm hanging out with Dagnino and Ellis drinking beer at Coors Light until 3 in the morning. But it was good.
Why didn't Ellis come with you guys to the bar?
He didn't get in until late. He didn't. By the time we left, it was like 12:15, 12:30, and Ellis was already had just landed. Said, "Come meet us," and then we did. And I was like, "I'll stay for one beer," and we just wound up bullshitting until like 3:30 in the morning. But
did you
Cody,
go to a theme park?
I didn't.
Oh.
Emma. Jen,
Johnny
LaQuasto.
I heard LaQuasto.
I saw that. I was so jealous.
Thad, and they didn't all. And Cody could talk about this better because he was actually there. But I don't think they all met up. But Christian and Thad were around the same area. But Christian, Thad, and Cody did karaoke down in Universal. But they don't do it where it's just a machine. They have a band that plays.
Yeah, and it's on a friggin' stage.
Yeah,
it's huge.
No way.
And
awesome. Did you guys get on stage?
Oh, yeah.
I was.
yeah.
Cody. So Cody.
You guys and him.
Okay. So Cody crushed it, right? And Cody.
How do you know? You saw video?
I hear from
Instagram story.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see that, but I hear. And Cody, you know, I have it on your phone.
What?
You have it on your phone.
Yeah, I could show you after.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So and I see it. So I hear about how amazing he was. Like he was just like a rock star. So I see him at the event the next day, and he's running back and forth. Those guys are like just. They're not stop before we start the show. And I go, hey, I hear you just annihilated it and you crushed it. He goes, like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did. He goes, I have no shame in saying I was great. And I was
the
like,
one
good.
thing I'm confident at. I'm great at karaoke, Christian.
You
What
were
was your
great.
song?
It sure looked like it.
Well, I wanted to do my standard go-to Third Eye Blind Semi-Charmed Life. That's my go-to. But
Yeah.
like 5 people before me, some lady took that song. So I had to scramble to see what else they had in the book. And I went with Blink-182's All the Small Things.
Yeah.
Wow,
Nice.
epic.
Yeah. Thad sang also, and he did. I think he did Alanis
Alanis
Morris.
Morris.
Yeah.
You ought to know.
I don't know. So good.
Crushed it.
Of course he did.
Cody,
That's
And
perfect.
Christian Rivacaba did.
He did Green Day.
Green Day.
He did
thank
Basket
you.
Case.
Yeah.
Cody,
that's
was
it.
this your first time away from your baby?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I got really drunk, so I wouldn't be sad.
Oh.
It was a tough weekend.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
It's true. But it is a little bit of column A, column B and he doesn't have to admit it. But it's like because I missed my kids too when I got back.
A little excited also.
But the second I got back last night, I just sat with my kids, hugged my kids, was on the couch with them, just like kind of holding, watching TV. But you also get that probably the poor bastard got to sleep for the first time in like 2 months. You don't have to admit that, but I know what you're going through right now. I get it. You go to that hotel and it's just like you wake up thinking you're hearing a baby, but then you go, oh, there's nothing. I can sleep. There's peace.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you sleeping on the airplane
comment
too?
there.
There's no comment. I don't blame him because if his wife listens, she's like,
My
well,
mic stopped working.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, it's true.
Speaking of watching TV, who watched Watchmen? Last
Oh
night?
my
did.
God, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Dude, I listen. I've never read the graphic novel. I watched like 8 minutes of the movie. And I was like, this one's not
I
for
am
me.
shocked you watched the show.
Why?
You watched it?
Oh, I loved it.
I'm just shocked you watched it
Why?
because you never read the graphic novel and you didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, but it's been
But it's on
advertised so
HBO,
much,
so-
and you're showing me Don Johnson, my good friend Frances Fisher.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, Frances Fisher was at my wedding. She.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I got drunk with Francis Fisher
Yeah.
at his wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
How do you-
fantastic.
My mother-in-law and her are very,
Oh.
very close.
But how
friends.
was the show?
Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know nothing about this, and I am hooked immediately. Regina King is friggin' awesome. It's like, it's this weird dystopian future of what our country looks like, but also not. Like, I don't know. It's,
How many years after the movie is it?
34.
Is that
But
true?
it's
Okay, because
So
because last time you said that, people said no, that wasn't true.
I said 36.
If
and
they
it says
say-
34.
they
I
say
think.
and it's not
2019
connected to the
in it.
movie. It's only
At all.
connected to
I
the
believe
graphic
it's
novel.
34.
It's
I
a
see.
sequel to
Okay,
the graphic novel.
graphic novel, not
but not
the
the
movie.
movie.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Which I love. The references to the comic book is fantastic.
Okay.
That's
Did
why
you,
I
have
love
you
it.
read the graphic novel?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I just reread it this past week as
Okay.
well. And we watched the movie this week as well.
Okay.
I thought that the show was pretty good.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good. I'm
Pretty
the
good.
only one that I've talked to who did not think that it was like
Great.
stunningly
Yeah.
amazing. And I think it's because I just reread the graphic novel and just rewatched the movie. I was missing some key Watchmen feels. Like this was not enough Watchmen for me to be a Watchmen show yet. And they did tell us that going
Yeah.
into it. But I love Watchmen.
Right. How's Don
So-
Johnson in it?
He's great.
It's great.
Yeah. The performances are totally solid. The opening sequence, which I was ignorant enough to not know anything about, was I don't know if you guys were on the same page or if you guys had.
I was
know-
wondering what and why, and then I read something on .com and went, "Oh shit!"
'Cause you know
it's based on
the,
a true event.
Tulsa 1921. That was real. I had no idea about the Tulsa riots.
Yeah.
Did not learn that in school. Never was educated on that. So that was like mind effing blowing to me. That's less than 100 years ago. It's like what the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But anyway, that was the rest of the episode did not live up to that opening sequence for me.
Okay.
But it was good. It was really good. By the end, I was like, cool. The scenes from future weeks were incredible.
Oh, man.
I'm definitely going to be
Because
watching this.
Everything you saw in the trailer, besides like maybe 2 scenes, were in the pilot. So we
Right.
don't know
So
anything
I like that.
else.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it too, and then especially hearing the social media buzz on it.
Yeah.
Pretty pumped to see
It
it.
was.
And just RB3 out there and Christian
Yeah,
Rubalcaba were
they all
both
liked it too.
raving
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. It was really good. It was good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you guys talk to Roku about his cameo? You had that scene with Don Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I got an audio from it right
Let's
now.
hear the
Yeah,
same from. Yeah.
No,
Right, Justin Timberlake. That's right.
Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, God.
She's
I-
the one in
that
the
would've
cute
bugged me
panties.
earlier.
That's right. How could you forget
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That's right.
Easy.
No offense, no offense, no offense, no offense.
Oh God, it makes me
I
it
just
makes
remember
me
they
so
said Stanford, that's all
uncomfortable.
I was literally
Direct
just
scene
gonna
from,
say.
the series,
I
yeah.
was gonna say. Now every time I see Don Johnson, I can't help thinking like, how red was he about to punch the phone when Rogan
Rogan
talked about his
said that.
panties?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh God, that makes me so
yeah, it's-
uncomfortable.
that's-
Oh,
well.
and the last, I won't give it away, but the very last image that we see, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I
That
thought
show
that
I
was
am gonna watch.
the dopest. I was like, okay, Watchmen.
Yeah.
And good to see Louis Gossett Jr. in something again.
Amazing.
Hells yeah, man.
Right?
Iron Eagle coming back.
He came up in the Schmoedown this weekend.
Did
by
he
the way.
really?
Yeah, there was a question that he came up with.
What's the question?
I don't
Don't
want
say
to give
it.
it away yet because it doesn't air until next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
So I guess
just
the
one
question.
question.
Well, I guess it's
Don't
one question.
say it.
One
Well, I
question.
can say the
Don't
question.
say
question
it.
was who's the co-star
Nobody cares what I
of Diggstown. who played the boxer, blah 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 of Digstown, and it was him. And
I've never seen Digstown.
I've never heard of that.
it was a hard question. Well,
That
Roka
is a hard question.
Anyway, so but Roka and Merle played up against Kalinowski and Chance in a really tough battle for the team's championship, and Dagnino and Kaiser and Emma played in an amazing match. And it was really a lot of fun. So you guys can still check that out at schmodownlive.com. We had a fan match that we did the raffle.
I saw that you posted the picture of the winner, but I couldn't watch that match.
We
I
didn't
tried
televise
to.
it.
Oh.
We didn't televise it.
Were you nervous because it was fans, so you didn't televise it, or what was
It
the
was
decision making?
there was a lot behind it. The first is what it wasn't meant. The whole point is that whoever won would get a televised match next year.
Right.
So that's one. Two, the crew is getting ready for the entire event, and they're not prepared to do 3 matches. They have to go. That's that's more prep work for the crew, and and Dad's working on other things to get the show
But
started.
you did film it.
We didn't.
It's not.
not
So it
filmed at all.
wasn't. It
It's
wasn't
not-
live, and it was not filmed at all.
The crew we didn't have the crew to do it.
Did you guys make that decision day of?
No, we had kind of thought that we weren't gonna do it. But then when I talked, I said to Thad on the side, I was like, "Are you guys even recording it at all?" And he's like, "We just can't." I was like, "It's fine." That wasn't the whole point was just to get everybody there.
How was he then? Because I can't see anything. Yeah.
He was good. He was really good, and I got a chance to talk
Can you
to him.
tell us more? Like, how many questions did you get?
He's
right?
going to be on the Schmodown Rundown this weekend, but he's going to talk about it. But
That was annoying to me.
yeah, I know. But that's,
What's his name again?
His name is Jader. I don't know. I got his last name. But he's
with a P or
he's
something.
from Miami. And we call him the Hurricane.
Okay.
And
Makes sense.
Yeah. And he was he was. But the greatest part about it was that his girlfriend had the actual raffle ticket, and they were driving. He guy's like a hardcore fan, right?
Yeah.
And he's on a movie podcast, and he knows a lot of stuff. And he was driving from Miami to Orlando. Sorry, Coach. Yeah, he blew it. And so he's driving, and his girlfriend goes, "You gonna get this?" And he goes, "It's like 500 people gonna be there." He's like, yeah, it's possible. So I feel it. You're gonna get it, and she got it and gave it to him, and then he won. It's a pretty good story.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Damn.
I
liked it.
love that.
I like the
love
kid
that.
too.
Was it a tight? Was it
Went down
okay.
to the 5. It was
Nice.
him and this other guy who kind of reminded me of Bibiani, the guy who was
okay.
playing, and it was just the first 2 guys were okay.
Okay.
They were okay. They got knocked out pretty quick. But then it was between him and the other guy down to the 5, and it was who directed. Shoot, was it? It was who directed the movie with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. You've Got Mail. Who directed that? It was not John Cena.
Is it a woman?
Yes.
No, it's
Nora Ephron?
Noah Baumbach.
It was going to be the
First
first
thing
time
that I got right
that she was going. You
ever.
son of a
It was
bitch,
literally-
Riley.
Oh, I don't
The
care.
first
It's my
question.
competition level. I don't care.
It takes me a minute to get there,
Yeah,
but
but you
I
got
was-
there,
There
so
you go.
we know
No,
that you got
I
there.
did not get mail in this case. You got.
Did she
it.
also direct
But you
Scott
would've
in
gotten that, I
Seattle?
think.
Would you have gotten it if I hadn't said what I
Woman?
said?
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, but anyway, so
Nora Ephron is one of my favorite.
Did she
But the
direct
guy
Sleepless
missed
in
it.
Seattle?
Yeah, she did.
But the guy missed it, and Jader got his 5 and won the thing.
What's his? Who can you relate him to? He's as good as. or-
That's hard to say
'Cause it's one match.
It's one match, and they didn't have a round 2.
Put him up against me.
Yeah, I'm
You think he's better than Josh?
considering it. No, not yet. Josh is seasoned
Do you think
vet.
he's going to pick me as manager?
Don't know yet. Oh, that's something else that actually you'll have a chance to pick him if you want because he's going in the draft.
What do you mean?
I'm putting him in the draft.
That's a new development, but how? But he lives in Florida.
Yeah, but he's going to come out. He's going to come out first match. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off camera. But it was a really good event. A lot of great fans.
Darth. Why didn't you call him Darth Jader?
That's what he said. But I was like, it's just something about he's from Miami.
Yeah.
He came in there like a hurricane.
Here
He won the
I
thing.
am.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of fun, and thank you to all the great fans that were there last night. We do have one more this year, December 7th, which is the Spectacular. Hoping that this man can be there. He's working on it.
What?
He's
It's
working on it.
possible.
He's working on it. He's working on it.
Kinda depends on
Doesn't know
schedule.
I thought you were
yet.
definitely going to be gone.
Well, the original plan was we
Oh,
were supposed
okay.
to go for my sister-in-law's birthday, but
Yeah.
now with some things that we're actually probably going to announce at some point this week. But
Yeah.
can't tell exactly what is going on. But
Yeah.
hopefully, I'll be in
Yeah,
town.
so we're working on it, and we will have a full
Sketchball.
That's right. Full fan action. Roxy will be there.
Sketchy.
I am.
Roxy will be there.
Yeah, damn
Riley
right
will
I
be
will
there.
be.
A lot of people will be there.
December
so
7th?
December 7th, and those are going real fast. It's schmodownlive.com. All right, let's talk about some news because there's some
There's a
stuff.
ton.
Yeah, there's a lot. Let's
Yeah,
get into
a
it.
lot
we have
of shit broke
by the
this
way, we have a
weekend.
guest today.
Yes, we do.
Awesome Kong from AEW and Glow. Going to be here today. We haven't seen her since. Speaking of the Schmodown, since she played in the
right.
Schmodown.
Is she the only one on Glow who is a professional wrestler?
I believe so. I know that. I think John Morrison was a trainer in episode 1, but but I think she's the only real staff member there is. Yeah.
It was interesting. I was watching an interview of her that said that she doesn't believe that when she auditioned that they knew she was a wrestler.
Yeah, she said we talked to her about that too. Yeah.
You know, I think also too is the girl that plays the Hawaii, she's got the 2 Samoan brothers.
That's what I was telling you about, Brittany Young.
Yes.
She also played.
Yeah, but her brothers, I think, were actual wrestlers in the show.
Yeah,
That's in the show. That's in the show. I don't think for real, is it?
No, I think for real.
I think that I heard
thought
that somewhere. I'm not sure.
I don't know if that's
think
positive.
that's
But not WWE.
No. Either
whatever,
way.
we'll ask.
But we'll
questions.
ask Awesome Kong. She's going to be in here. But there's so much news, so many things to talk about. Riley, what's some of the stuff we should talk about?
I'll give you a real quick rundown. Robert Zemeckis is in talks to direct the live-action Pinocchio movie for Disney.
Okay.
So that's one news piece. Michael
I got no
Giacchino
strings.
is going to score the Batman for Matt Reeves.
Let's start with Zemeckis.
Yeah,
Start with
you want
Zemeckis.
to start there?
Yeah.
I'm kind of hitting because there's
down.
some big ones that I think are going to monopolize conversation.
We'll start with the Zemeckis thing because Zemeckis because I didn't think that Guy Ritchie was the right choice for Aladdin. $1 billion later, Guy Ritchie says "fuck you." So this is a good choice. Not that I didn't think Zemeckis.
I don't
Zemeckis
think that it was Guy Ritchie that got him $1 billion. It's fucking Aladdin.
Listen, Dumbo could have made $1 billion and had Tim Burton, and it didn't.
Dumbo does not have the same cachet as Aladdin.
It doesn't. There's no argument there.
I agree,
but Guy
though,
Ritchie
if
could have.
Dumbo was bomb. It would
have made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But Guy Ritchie, all I'm saying is that Guy Ritchie added a lot because Guy Ritchie could have overworked that movie with his style, and he didn't. And that was what I was worried about. It looked like an Aladdin movie, and it had its own changes, but he adapted his style to make that work. And I think that that this movie with Zemeckis could be a lot of fun. Could be endearing.
Again, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a Dumbo situation. It'll do fine. It's Pinocchio. It's not.
Dumbo ate it though.
Yeah,
Dumbo ate it.
What did it make?
What did Dumbo make, Cody? Can we look at the box office? I'm
I think half.
half of what it made. Its budget, did it bomb that
No,
bad?
no. I think half of
Like Aladdin made?
maybe 400.
Okay, let's see. Dumbo only made 114. I mean, it cost first of all, it cost 170 million to make in general, and it only made 114 domestic. That's a stinker. But 353 worldwide with marketing, so it
Probably made its money back.
Barely made its money back.
Pinocchio.
In the same way that Dumbo could have been problematic, and it wasn't problematic, but it just wasn't good. Pinocchio has some incredibly problematic things about it for a live action movie. So that would be interesting. Zemeckis to me is, I think he's incredible, obviously, most of the time.
Yeah.
And I am interested why Zemeckis wants to do the live action Pinocchio. He must have a thought about this.
Yeah, I think so because I can tell you why. The difference is if you look at like Dumbo, right? Dumbo is my biggest complaint. Same thing I had with Maleficent. Dumbo wasn't a remake of the thing that we liked. It was a sequel.
Yeah.
It really. They showed it for like a split second. They showed the beginning of the movie, and then it was just Tim Burton's sequel to Dumbo. Which who the hell wanted to see that?
Yeah.
But what I think Zemeckis, if you think about. First, think about the kids turning into donkeys. That right away you can see Zemeckis doing it. But then just the scene with the whale and the blue fairy and the magic and all.
It's wild.
I think it could be pretty good with Zemeckis.
Timothy Chalamet is Pinocchio. Is that what's gonna?
Is that true?
I don't know. He looks like Pinocchio.
I think he's probably too old.
No, there
Look at
wasn't.
this picture. He looks like Timothy Chalamet.
There was
That's an epic casting that you just did. You typecast the hell out of him.
the only thing that there was casting was Tom Hanks was early.
Geppetto?
Yeah, Geppetto. He was attached, but he's gone now because we had Paul King, Paddington's Paul King. He was going to do it, then he left.
Right.
At one point, there was a number of different people on this project, so maybe Tom Hanks will come back, but
Okay.
I don't know about Timothy Chalamet.
I like the story of Pinocchio. I like what the fuck do I know about kids? But like lying, your nose grows, right? You should teach people not to lie. Just the general concept of it. Kind of cool. Zemeckis is great. This is not in my top 10 live actions that I would like Disney to remake, but if we're gonna remake it, Zemeckis is a cool pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that this many people have like come and gone from this project is like.
Yeah. When was there was a time where
creepy
Robert
movie.
Downey Jr. was supposed to be Geppetto, but was that a different? Was that this movie or was that a different?
He chose Doolittle instead.
Yeah, because
Oh, boy.
different one
What a
because I
choice.
think Guillermo del Toro
it
was
wasn't
doing
Del Toro,
one.
but it was somebody. It
Del
was somebody
Toro's an
big
epic pick
that
for
was
this.
supposed to direct. Shit, there was someone.
You're
huge
saying
that was
Robert
supposed
Downey
to-
Jr. was supposed to direct it?
No.
No, he was in it, though.
as Geppetto, but then
Yeah.
it was I can't remember who the hell was on. Someone really big
I don't remember.
was
that.
attached to direct it, and
Sam
it was with him.
Mendes?
I don't think it was Mendes.
I don't remember
Mendes
Robert
was
Downey.
doing something in a Disney movie.
I don't remember. Anyway,
see.
so okay, well, what's the Batman? Giacchino's going to do it.
Giacchino is
okay?
doing the Batman score.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, that's awesome. Of course he is, because he's worked with Matt Reeves on all the Planet of the Apes.
That's right.
Giacchino did the score for Jojo Rabbit.
Oh wow.
Did he really?
Wow,
That guy
that
is like the
score is
hardest
awesome.
working
He's
composer
everywhere on
everywhere.
everything, so this is not surprising news. But yay!
still, yeah, all right,
Go
what's
Batman.
next?
He and I, we share a. We had a
You
nice
watched You Almost
moment.
Watched You Die.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's the one with the allergy at Comic Con.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. This is Michael
Wow.
Giacchino's. Great to meet you. Ah!
Yeah.
That's funny.
Love you scored.
I can't wait.
I loved you.
I want you to see Jojo Rabbit so bad. I can't wait.
Yeah, honestly, man, like, do yourself a favor, like, get a sitter and go with Sadie. Like,
Well,
it's a
the
date night
screener's gonna be
movie.
coming soon.
Yeah, whatever it takes to go
I'll see it. I'm gonna see it. Yeah.
It's incredible. Like,
gonna try to
and
do
the
this
little
week.
girl who,
She's excellent.
oh my god,
She's excellent.
incredible. And that little boy, it's his first friggin' acting role.
He was also excellent.
I mean, dude, I'm telling you,
I
this
think
movie
that this
is
is
funking
ScarJo,
bananas
maybe
good.
ScarJo's best performance too, though.
Hands down.
She was
So I've heard.
so good.
Hands down.
The one scene,
Is she an evil?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
if I go like this, you know what I'm talking about? That
Yes.
one scene,
Oh my god.
I love her.
I know.
Whatever.
Riley,
Dude.
what's next?
Got to see it.
All right, well, let's do some Star Wars. We have the trailer coming tonight during
Yeah.
halftime of Monday Night Football.
shoot,
Go
that's
Pats.
right.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, Patriots
go
are playing.
Pats.
Oh, go Pats. That's
The
right.
Jets.
And the Jets.
The New York Jets.
But at the same point,
See.
while this is going on, people are reacting. The first reactions to The Mandalorian. People saw 27 minutes over the weekend.
Frosty texted me and told me that he saw 27 minutes.
I
of it.
mean, everybody's raving about this
Yeah.
thing. They said that Frosty did an interesting one saying, I can't say anything specific, but a scene answered a question I don't think has ever been explained or shown in the Star Wars movie. So that's interesting. Nice little tease. So a lot of
Why-
people are digging on the 27 minutes.
I'm
It's gotta
guessing
be
it's
Boba Fett.
Oh no, I'm guessing it's Shmi Skywalker, which she's up to.
She's a long time ago.
I will tell you guys, I was busy, which is why I couldn't go, but I was invited to this as well, and I was.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you, Cody. Exactly what I was going to say. But also,
I don't-
ditch your friends and go to this.
I don't love seeing parts of a. That like stresses me out.
I couldn't. I wouldn't want to go. I
Do-
wouldn't want
I-
to do it.
I
I'm
saw it
waiting-
and I was
it's-
like,
because it's only a month
ah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
See,
why I go
27
right in.
minutes.
I'll be so bummed. I'll be like, where's the rest?
West,
I
yeah.
need
I
to
was
see
like,
the rest.
this is. If they were going to show me the pilot, I was going to ditch my friends.
Yeah, that makes
because
sense.
F them. But
Right.
27 minutes, I was like, I don't know if this can do any good for me.
It would just.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already getting it.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
you sit down at dinner and they're just like, "Here's the vegetable." You're like, "I ordered steak." They're like, "Not for another month."
yeah, yeah.
There is
Why
butter
would
on
I
it.
go? Why would I go to that restaurant?
Right, there's tasty butter on it, and you could put the same butter on the steak, but you're not getting the steak.
No,
butter.
But super grateful. Thank you guys for the invite.
Right. No, I know what you mean. You just didn't want to go, so because
Yeah.
you want to see it. I'm excited.
I cannot wait for this.
Do you?
It was,
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
At Disney, it was really cool because the guy that I went with is the one who wrote Madness, and the fact that Gina Carano starred in that.
Oh,
And
right.
so him and Gina are like besties,
Got it.
and Gina's face is on every shirt now in the
Awesome.
stores.
That's
It was
great.
like everywhere. So cool to see.
I can't wait to see it. Well, I do have a question for Cody, because Cody, this is a very important question that none of these people are going to understand. Disney Plus.
Yeah.
We have to find out, and right now this doesn't really mean anything to you, but I promise you, my friend, it will. We have to find out if Sophia the First and Doc McStuffins and the Mickey Mouse Club are on this app.
Okay.
And you
I
need to
think
find.
they've
You need
announced
to
it
help.
for all of
Yeah,
this.
you need
Excuse
to
me,
help
can
me.
you talk to me about? I've heard you talk about Doc McStuffins.
Yeah.
Sophia the First. Who's this bitch?
That's like an Elsa situation, right? Isn't she
No,
like?
Sophia the First is she's a princess she was poor. Her mother fell in love with the prince.
She
Look
goes
at
by
this
the
bitch.
first. Aren't you just? Isn't it the second
she's
or the
the
third?
first
You're the
Sophia.
first. Yeah, but
She's the
Yes.
first.
There's Sophia.
everybody.
a long line
I'm-
of Sophias.
Am I Roxy
She
the
can-
first?
But
she-
Charles
yes,
the First.
But
is the
she
king.
has a
Yes.
magic emerald that she can talk to the animals.
Oh,
So,
got it.
and I
Yeah.
think what's his name? Who's the guy that used to be on Whose Line Is It Anyway? The
Drew Carey.
No,
Tall
black
guy.
dude.
I know
Wayne
his
Brady.
name.
Wayne
yes,
Brady.
Wayne Brady. So Wayne Brady is the voice of the rabbit.
Okay. My little niece was her for Halloween last year.
Oh, okay,
So I know
yeah.
who Sophia
Your
the
little
First
niece was
is.
Sophia the
Sophia the
First.
First.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very popular kid. Sophia the
Sophia
First,
First,
Doc
Sophia
McStuffins, and the Mickey Mouse Club. Gotta make sure that's on.
I'm sure it is.
Because I'm getting my wife.
everything.
She's just like she goes. What's
Everything.
going on with the apps? Yeah, I think that they're starting to shut down some of the apps because they're putting everything on Plus. So it's very, very important.
Wait, speaking of being dressed for Halloween, at Disney yesterday, was this the same for you, Josh? People were in full-blown costumes.
Oh, all the time.
It's Halloween.
It's like Comic-Con.
So you're allowed to
Halloween.
do it at Halloween time? Because
I guess
otherwise you're
so.
not allowed
Right?
to
Yeah,
do
you're
it.
right.
They
Right.
were in
Right.
full-blown costumes.
People were letting it happen.
And I went to go take
with
a picture with
masks?
somebody. No masks, but like princesses, full-blown,
Wow.
like all of the stuff.
So there's, and because my sister-in-law was at one time, and so my brother-in-law, that's where they met. He was Tarzan, she was Cruella de Vil. But so apparently during Halloween, because they have a Halloween event like every Saturday and Sunday night, you're allowed to dress up on the weekends. From what I'm
So
told.
this was a weekend, so maybe that's what it was.
And also they have that like, have you ever seen the little girl princess whole thing? Like they schedule an appointment and you get done up like a princess. It's like getting your face painted, but they buy the dress.
These were adults.
Yeah.
These were people over 25.
What's the we saw
Elsa, Anna.
no. The
Worlds of Color.
Where she falls in the well. The whole
Rapunzel?
No, the trippy one.
She
You
doesn't
do
fall in
acid.
the well.
Alice in Wonderland?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't come to my mind. The Mad Hatter and Alice were like walking in, and Amanda was like, "Do you think they work here?" I was like, "I think it's just a couple doing cosplay."
Yeah.
That's
But it was weird. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it but I guess Halloween you get away with it, but I don't like it.
I didn't like it,
either. Okay, so anyway, to lead into all that was what? I don't even know how the hell we got there.
Giacchino.
The Mandalorian. Mandalorian's getting some good buzz.
Yep.
Right around the corner. I said this on Jedi Council months ago. I think that I am more excited for Mandalorian. I'm
you
very
are Episode 9.
I'm very excited for Episode 9, and I can't wait to watch the trailer. And we'll talk about it in depth tomorrow. I'm very excited for the film. I think that the television shows have a way to give me what I've been looking for in Star Wars since Return of the Jedi that I have not got. I think the shows are going to do that because of the expansion of characters, not anything else. I just don't think there's enough time in the movies to do what to have that satisfaction of being in that world all the time, weekly, knowing that I just met this person as a brand new character. The way you do when you get invested in any TV show. And Star Wars has never had that, minus the animated shows, which have been great.
Did Boba Fett die in that pit of teeth?
That's what we don't know yet. No. I think the answer is no.
Somehow the headline for this video is going to be Roxy hates Watchmen and Christian hates Episode 9.
Right.
Somehow.
Which, certainly is not the case because Episode 9, the trailer, the trailer comes out tonight. We will break this thing down tomorrow for sure in the show. That'll be
How many times are you going to watch?
The trailer depends on how long it is. Depends how many images that they have. Quite a few. Because I want to make sure that we have enough to talk about here tomorrow. That they already are saying that Matt Smith's character leaked, so we knew that was coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
There was some picture that said this is Matt Smith. Well, because the whole point is, and I can't remember who I was talking to. It might have been Ken, but I said I'm off my stance that I'm going to just say that Matt Smith is a liar because JJ made him lie, but JJ made him a liar. It's like because
I can't with you on this one.
We know you're in the movie. And it's JJ's fault. This is stop making him lie. Don't make him lie.
It's his mystery box, man. I guess he's protecting it tooth and nail
But
here.
it leaks out now that he's in the movie, and it's like what does it matter that Matt Smith's in the movie or not?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I love Matt Smith. He's a hell of a guy.
Right.
I don't
What's
know.
that?
That's a good one.
Matt Smith is in Downton
Are you
Abbey.
the Geico commercial?
Oh yeah, I'm the Geico Gecko.
You really are. You
Yeah.
sound like it.
the disgust in Roxy's voice when she goes, "What's that? What's that?" Like someone just farted in the room.
Yeah. What's that? It's a Geico Gecko. You could save 15% or more on car insurance by switching to Geico.
Better.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
God, we need to do a celebrity impression.
Am I the deep fake? Am I the Geico Gecko?
You're the Geico now. Speaking of reactions, we do have Terminator Dark Fate reactions as well.
Yeah,
We can touch on that. It's
I'm supposed to see it tonight.
a lot of people are saying it's as
What
good.
do you mean it's supposed to?
Well, Dark Skywalker.
You're not going to show up, are you?
Tonight, I don't know if I can. It's too far.
Too far? Where is it?
It is
It's
far.
from where I got to go back to my
It's
place and then
in
back over
a
here
different
again.
state.
Yeah.
Stop saying where these are.
I said I have to
Yeah.
go. I said it's over here.
Yeah.
It's,
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it is far, but I'm excited because
Yeah.
the reactions are
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I'm
reactions
gonna
are
see it.
great.
I'll probably see it this weekend.
They're saying it's the best Terminator movie since T2, which is, it's not hard to do.
That's not hard.
If it's
Price
going up
Machines
against.
wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I saw so many people
It's not.
tweeting that.
It's not.
Best since T2, the best since T2. And I was like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Right.
Is it not good?
Yeah,
Like,
because
that's such a
comparing that-
wide
Right.
range.
I mean, that's what we hope.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, it wasn't better than Rise of the Machines, then you're gonna go, it wasn't. It was just as good as the one with Christian Bale.
What was that one
Then it's
called?
like, ugh. I think that one. What was that? Rise of the Machines was the third one.
That was the one with
Yes.
Claire Danes.
Yeah.
and
Terma
Ethan
Bale.
Embry.
Fourth one was
right.
what was the
Next
McGee
Door.
one? What was the McGee
Salvation.
one?
Salvation.
And then the fifth one was Jenny Smith.
Genesis.
Jenny Smith.
Yeah.
But yeah, people
yeah.
like it. They say it's the best one since T2. But one tweet I read that they're like, they just went back to being simple. You know, it's like the simple premise.
I like that.
And that's
what I
they
wanted it
needed
to be.
Exactly.
Simple. Needed
How
to-
long is the movie?
Probably 2 hours, right? I don't know. I'm just a guess, but if it's going to be simple, I bet you it's. If I was to guess, I'm going to say let's look for runtime. We can, Cody. I'm going to say 2 hours and 6 minutes.
I was going to say 2:10.
2:10. I say
I'm
2:06.
really hoping for 158.
No chance. 158?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It might be close.
Maybe. I thought you said 150. I said
No,
no.
158. I'm hoping for just under 2.
I think 206. Cody, can we check
Yeah,
runtime?
I got it right here.
All right.
You
Cool.
ready?
Yeah, please.
It is 128 minutes.
Oh, we were right. We split it.
Oh my God.
No, you said 206. 128
Oh,
is 208. And I said 210. It split us.
You know who
close.
didn't get it?
You.
Shocked.
Okay. Riley, how long do you think it is?
Guarantee you he didn't
He didn't even listen
yeah.
to us. Or probably.
Yeah, I did.
Did you listen?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
How
And
long
I
is
don't
it?
care how long it is.
Oh,
I want
that's
to
fine.
see it, though.
Okay.
Hi, Roxy.
What's
Riley,
next?
pissed.
What's next is no. I wanted to read
hot.
this because we have to be mad at Ford Coppola now. So
yeah.
everybody, he talked bad about Marvel movies. So let's go ahead and tell the Godfather to go fuck off. This
No,
is
but can I say
Frankie Copes.
I was much more annoyed by his comments than Scorsese's.
Didn't he direct Captain Neo or whatever the thing? What was the one with Captain Neo?
the one with Michael
Captain
Jackson.
EO.
Yeah, I mean that ain't classic cinema.
Yeah,
It was
he directed Jack. Come on.
Yeah, because it's part of his deal. But I don't know what was his comments.
So yeah, go. I need to find it.
Oh,
So
basically, he said, Scorsese said this. He did not take it far enough. Actually, and then the word is like a disgrace or despicable cinema or something. Or
So he said-
despicable movies.
yeah, Coppola showed some support for Scorsese's opinions, sharing when Martin Scorsese says the Marvel pictures are not cinema, he's right because we expect to learn something from cinema. We expect to gain something, some enlightenment, some knowledge, some inspiration. I don't know that anyone gets anything out of seeing the same movie over and over again. Martin was kind when he said it's not cinema. He didn't say it's despicable, which I just say it is. Yeah.
This is just too grouchy.
Yeah, but Scorsese's was funny to me.
Yeah.
This one is not. This is like...
It's just
This one's fine.
It's grouchy.
Again,
It's grouchy, and again, these are legends. But it's grouchy to where it's like why is it worth a fight? Like what's the point of this?
And I do learn something and feel something, and fine if he doesn't, but just say I agree with Scorsese's comments. You don't have to be like,
right.
not only
I'm doubling up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's despicable. That's a hard word.
Yeah.
I will say though that a lot of Marvel movies, DC movies, superhero movies in
the same.
general, it's the same.
A lot. That's
Just they'll have the same beats, but a lot of movies do.
But there's
Like,
a difference.
A lot of
There's a
movies
difference
do.
between saying something again, like these movies to me seem repetitive. They're not for me. I don't like the way it just doesn't do anything to me. When I see, when I feel like, for me, cinema, I learn stuff. When I see these movies, I don't particularly learn anything, so I don't like them. But to say they're despicable, it's like I'm putting the stance down because I'm leading the war now, and it's like this is a war. It's like let people
go
want to
make
watch.
the
Do you
wine.
think that
Just go
this
make
was
the
a
wine.
publicity thing?
100%.
It's just so sad.
What is he?
I
He's
just
like
can't trust-
Scorsese's being talked about.
Because
Yeah.
someone probably asked.
Irishman, but with Coppola, he's just backing up his friend right now.
That
from
one
the
I am
vineyard?
going to. I'm going to go to the premiere. You going to the premiere?
No, when is it?
I think it's this Thursday. I got to check.
come?
I promised Dagnino.
There's this picture here
You're
on.
taking him over me?
How do I not take Dagnino to the Irishman? I mean, it's a story.
Oh.
Okay, listen. I whatever. I know you know I wear a lot of weird and loud clothes. I just have a lot of trouble respecting a man that directs in a beret. And Francis Ford Coppola in this picture clearly has a beret on. And it looks
Beret,
like
Paris, Hagafen.
I'm not about.
Amen.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm not. You can do whatever you want. I don't know. I'm not going to ever make fun of him in a general because I think that he's
got a beret on.
It's
I'm
fine.
not making
but
fun of him
he's
either.
a legend. He's a legend, and
Wearing a beret.
he's one of the best filmmakers of all time. It's just sometimes
I'm not disagreeing with you that he makes the best films of all time. I'm
You're
just
saying
saying he's wearing a beret.
Okay. I have a question for you in regards to outfits.
In regards to what?
I need clarification on something.
Okay.
The baby carrot's orange suit.
Yes.
Did you give that to Ellis, or is he borrowing it?
I gave it to Ellis.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Because he said, "Oh, Makuga lent it to me." I said, "Dude, at this
Well,
point, I think
I
it's yours."
I
told
know
him
what
to
he's
keep it.
talking
Yeah.
about, though. I think, remember initially you had lent it to him.
I lent it to him
but
the first time.
that's been like 2 years.
He
Yeah,
gave
no,
it back
it's
to me
his
in
now,
a
clearly.
Ralph's bag.
Yes.
And then I gave it back to him and I said, "This stinks. You keep it."
That's what I thought.
I lent him a tuxedo, which he gave it back to me in a Ralph's bag.
He didn't have it cleaned?
Did not. And it stunk, so I threw it away.
You threw away the tuxedo.
It was like a $90
Threw it
tuxedo.
away.
It was a piece
Can
of
I
shit.
say, though, this is so unlike Ellis in my mind.
Oh yeah, no.
it's pretty accurate.
Ellis is.
If you look
is
at his
n-
car, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Ellis is 99% the best dude in the world.
Yeah.
It's when you let him borrow clothes that he ruins them. And not it's,
You just can't borrow something and not get it cleaned.
No, you got to get it clean.
Yeah, you
especially
got
like
it.
that.
especially when he sweated through it for like 4
and he
weeks.
sweats when he
Yes.
just touches it.
Yeah, and there's nothing against Mark Ellis. Just keep the orange suit.
Yeah.
it was $90. I got it for free, and now it stinks.
That's kind of where because we're at the bar and he's like, "Oh yeah, Makuga lent it to me," and I stopped. I said, "Wait a minute, I'm pretty sure I gave it to you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, we haven't really decided," and I'm like, "I think he
by
decided."
now?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
been
don't
like
want
2
it
years.
back.
I didn't think so.
It's a polyester suit.
But it's amazing. And
Yeah, he's
that's
great
the one
in it.
suit he really rocks. And
He
it
crushed
works.
it, and I
works
told
well.
him to buy that Tetris one. That was on me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sent him the link, and I was like, "You buy
He
this
got
suit
it.
now."
Yeah, you got it.
Where do you get your suits? That aren't
That
sent
one
to
is
you.
from those. That was from Oppo Suits,
Mm-hmm.
which makes all of those like crazy, like Christmas ones and like all the loud, crazy print ones. I've got a couple other companies that have given me stuff. Like Loudmouth Golf gives me the pants and
Yeah.
some of the other blazers. I mean, I've just like reached out to a bunch of different companies that I see when they have loud clothes. I'm like, would you like me to wear them? And they say, yeah.
That's great.
Let's get into this Jared Leto thing now.
Yeah.
And then because I think 11 o'clock, like I said, we have Awesome Kong on, and 11:30 we'll take you guys' phone calls.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rox. And
Get excited, Roxy.
so Riley last night sends me this link about there's none of this is confirmed, but this doesn't come from any like BS sites. This comes from like Hollywood
This is
Reporter.
THR, yeah.
And this is stuff that Jared Leto was having problems with CAA, and he left CAA. But one of the main problems that once he found out that Todd Phillips, they were just developing this movie, he tried to shut it down because they promised him the Joker movie. And then there were also reports that Warner Brothers was just unhappy with his performance in general in Suicide Squad. That's why it was cut down. He was supposed to have so many more scenes, and he only got like 10 minutes because they didn't like the performance. They said that there was never really a plan to make him another one. And then after this performance, because they weren't expecting Todd Phillips' Joker to do as well as it did.
Right.
This is the most interesting thing I found in this report. They said that, and it makes sense. The movie didn't cost that much to make.
70 mil.
Right. And they said, this is just going to be a smaller movie. It'll kind of go away. We'll focus on other things. Then it becomes a juggernaut. I mean, what's it made so far? 600 million or if not more?
738 as of last night.
God.
It is a beast.
Insane.
It's an absolute beast. And now there's talk about potential sequels. And someone said in this report, like an inside source, I think, for Warner Bros., how do you go back to Jared Leto's Joker now after this? And that's what people said in the first place. How do you do both? It's two different universes.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, because
they really need to look now.
They're gonna look,
Joker,
yeah.
how it could work in their overall scheme of things.
You throw as much money as possible now at Joaquin Phoenix and get him back in another one of these big movies so you can carry over. And that's what they're going to do. And Jared Leto, it says it in this report, and I agree, he's done with the Joker. You're not going to see him do it again.
No.
Yeah. Anybody else feel differently?
So
I am conflicted.
Yeah.
On Rumor Mill 2 weeks ago, I was like, we will be seeing Jared Leto again. It must have been longer than
live 2 p.m. PST Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Josh does a great job.
Did
with
you
that.
believe that at the time before this report?
Yeah. Well, there's been little things like this that have been leaking out, but yes, I did. He's currently on his IMDb. He is slated for 2 more movies. One is the Jared Leto
Yes.
Joker
Joker
movie.
movie.
One is a Harley Joker movie. And even if it's not those, the Suicide Squad making even a small cameo, or there's so many in Birds of Prey, a small cameo.
They say no in this report.
I
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, all right, what are the odds that we never see him again?
Right.
Knowing how much he's said over and over, I would like to still play the Joker. I want to still play the Joker. I'm kind of changing my tune a little
Yeah.
bit now because,
This is detailed. This is very detailed.
and also, like you're saying, I think Todd Phillips has been open to a Joker too. I think that Joaquin is now opening up to that. I think based off of the Batman's timing, they could share a universe.
Yeah.
Now, if we have Batman and Joker in the same universe, what the fuck are we doing with Jared Leto?
Right.
I actually liked him, and I feel bad for him because I think he was reading the tea leaves, and when he found out this project was happening, he was like, Joaquin's going to crush
Crush,
this.
yeah.
Like that he knew what was going to happen,
Yeah.
and when
Tried to-
Warner
he tried
Brothers
to-
did
he
not,
He tried to shut it down.
Yeah,
He tried to
because
shut it down.
He knew. He
Yeah.
knew. I mean, if I was cast in a role and then Charlize Theron was cast in the role, I would be like, uh-oh. Because,
Right.
it's not like you're sitting there thinking, there's a chance he flops this. It's Joaquin Phoenix. That's the biggest person you could
Nobody's
put.
going to be talking about me anymore.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So I get why he tried to shut it down. I do think it's incredibly unfortunate that he was not given the opportunity to shine the way I think he deserved.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite performer in that role, but I still think it was good enough, and he wasn't given the same opportunity.
Well, the other thing in this report that I
good, well
found
said.
interesting was that he made a lot of those choices himself for the Joker, and they bombed through to some of the fans, and it bombed through the execs, and it definitely bombed through the director who cut out a lot of his stuff.
Did not bomb financially, though.
No, not the movie,
Mm-hmm.
not the movie. But his performance and even the stuff that he was doing, because he was a minor character as opposed to all the anti-heroes inside of it, and a lot. Even though they'll probably not say it publicly, but from what they say is that it pissed off a lot of the actors too. The method stuff that he was doing, sending the rats, doing all that.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
Ejaculating into condoms and sending them to Margot Robbie
Right.
in sticky magazines. I mean,
Right.
fuck off.
Right.
I mean, we
Like,
were all
if the-
16 once, but we're not that anymore.
If Me Too had started a couple of years earlier,
would've
he would have gotten
got-
fired from the set.
From doing so,
straight
right.
up.
Right.
I really believe that's
Right.
true.
But couple that with all of this shit, it just. I don't think Warner Bros. At this point is like, we don't get him. We got Joaquin now, and to him, he'll move on to something else. He's a great actor.
Here's the thing: there are two, 3, 4, whatever people in Hollywood that are well known as being like the most method actors, right? Leto and Joaquin Phoenix come to mind every single time. Like that's the situation. Joaquin Phoenix is, I mean, you could argue with like top 5, 10 actors of all time.
All time,
Dude,
I put him today.
Today, I'm okay.
Today.
Top 25 all time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, I haven't seen Joker yet, but I will say I was talking to my father-in-law this weekend. He's like, I fell asleep. I was like, well, we are from the same family, even though we're not totally related.
Right.
I know that I will fall asleep in Joker, depending on when I
You
see
still
it.
haven't seen it, okay.
I'm going to go see it alone this week because Amanda does not
Alone?
want to see it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Amanda does not want to see it. Her friends have all told her that they didn't like it. A lot of my friends that don't work in this
Yeah.
space did not like the Joker at all.
A lot of my friends did not like it either.
My mother-in-law loved it. My father-in-law did not like it. My dad saw it, did not like it. My buddies from home text me like, why didn't you tell us this movie was like this? And I was like, I did. You asked me. I told you.
Yeah.
Fuck. How am I responsible for this? And a lot of people, again, outside of our space, like DC movie news kind of people.
Right.
No, not a fan.
Right. Well, they're
yeah.
expecting something else. I think they're expecting they're expecting Jack Nicholson Joker.
yeah.
Also, keep in mind, going back to Jared Leto for a second, because and the only reason I really know this is because I've been doing DC movie news for the last 5 years. So every week.
Oh, good for you, Roxy. Cool show.
Thank you, Christian.
Thanks for
putting
having me
it.
on.
There was about a year.
Oh, good.
You want to come
for
on
you.
DC movie news?
That would be amazing.
That
He
was a
was
joke.
on Jedi Council. He was on Jedi Council and crushed.
Yeah.
And
Crushed.
Gorilla too. He came on.
Now it's
Did you
thing.
do the same thing? On
No,
Rule
I
2?
just came in and said I liked Solo, which I did.
Oh.
Okay, so for about a year and a half, maybe just a year after Suicide Squad came out, every week we reported a new article with Jared Leto being upset. He was incredibly vocal about how upset he was that he was cut out of a lot of the
Yeah.
movie. I, at the time, said over and over, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. I do not think Warner Brothers liked that.
Right.
The movie is making a piss ton of money. It's doing incredibly well, not critically, but financially.
You're talking about Suicide Squad.
Suicide
Yeah.
Squad. Warner Brothers is stoked on that. And Jared Leto, every week in the press, they cut
I'm not in it.
I'm not in
Yeah.
it. I don't know why. There's more scenes. You should have seen this. There was stuff with me and Margot Robbie that you guys missed. Why are you doing that?
Right. He's trying to play to the audience and
But I thought that was so stupid.
Yeah, I don't
And
disagree.
clearly, why would Warner Brothers want that or like that?
Right, and that's why when he finds this, and he's even more vocal when he finds that they're doing a movie without him, because
Yeah.
it probably was a lot easier because of all that. Todd Phillips was, I want to do this, but again, the most interesting part to me was that thing where they said, yeah, it's a smaller movie, it'll kind of go away, then we can focus on the other stuff we still do, the Jared stuff, and then once it became this juggernaut, you'd be an idiot to say, oh, you know what? Let's take a risk with the guy that people didn't. Some people liked him, but they didn't love him. To this guy who just made $700 million, it's like let's find another way to get him incorporated. The Batman movie with Matt Reeves, is that taking place in the 90s? Is that what they
There's
said?
been rumors about that, but they've also been debunked.
We don't know.
Yeah,
So-
we don't know
Okay.
when it's taking place, but I don't know. Based on the time period of Joker, and where they set it. I mean, because we've also heard it's outside of the DCU. The Batman is. I think they can work it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about. So this Joker was 1981, I believe, was the year that the movie took
Was it
place.
81?
I think it was 81.
81.
How old would you guys say that Bruce was in this movie?
Like 9.
No, he's probably a little. I think 11 or 12. I'd say 11.
Okay,
I
so
didn't see the movie.
so
That's
if Batman is in the 90s, say it's in the late 90s,
Could be 27, 28.
could
yeah.
you say that Robert Pattinson could be that age?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm doing it in my head.
That's
Yeah.
how I'm doing
Got
it
it.
too. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he's going to appear in this because I think that there is very, very little
chance,
shot.
but it could work. Yeah, and well, how cool would it be if you see a picture of his dad and it's the dude who played him in Joker?
Yeah.
like that would you'd be like, oh, that's the reveal how they did it.
That would
Holy
be dope.
shit!
Well,
that
the
would be
Batman-
wild.
And
Yeah.
they're talking about it being parts in Arkham, you know, where we
Yeah.
might have a Riddler, we might have Penguin. He
Yeah.
might be going to Arkham to interview somebody in Arkham Asylum. What if he passes by a cell and there's Joker?
Or it just says Arthur and he's gone.
Yeah.
At the end
Or
of it,
something
he's
like
escaped.
Yeah,
And it's
a
but
flash
it's
or
Could be a,
you don't know it, right.
post-credit scene. Yeah.
Either way, it could be exciting, but it's probably. I agree with you. It probably won't happen, but they could make it work if they want.
I think Matt Reeves is probably like,
Not yet.
yeah, let me do my movie. Like
Right.
this
Yeah.
was. I know that now you have a huge success on your hands, but this
Right.
was never in the conversation,
Right.
and I've got a plan, and you guys signed off on it. So just like chill for a minute.
As
Yeah.
somebody who's a regular contributor on DC Movie News,
Yes.
and
She was
huge
great
fan
on that
of-
show. Really
yeah,
good.
Thanks,
It
man.
wouldn't be the first time somebody said they were a contributor.
And a huge fan of all things Aquaman. I will say, when I saw the first picture of Jared Leto as Joker in the Suicide Squad, I was like, this is gonna be horrendous. Just off the picture,
You were super not
the
alone.
tattoo.
the tattoo,
Yeah.
right? And
Damaged.
as like
They
again,
almost had ha 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 tattoos. You see that one image that
I think I
Ayer
would
dropped?
prefer. I think I would have
as
preferred that
somebody
over
who
damage.
constantly gets heckled for making fun of people with neck and face tattoos, I saw that, and again, a lot of times I am the casual fan. Okay, I'm just a dude. Like, I don't know any of this stuff. When I saw Jared Leto's Joker, I was like, what? What is this? 1, 2, who approved this?
Right, and why does he have silver teeth?
What's going on?
You know,
Fucking somebody Joker.
but that's kind of what I'm talking about, Josh, in terms of you didn't have as much of a chance. Because I agree with all the shit that he was doing on set, all of the bad. I'm
he
not
had
loving it.
He had
but,
a fade.
But that's not his choice.
Yeah.
I heard it was that he was making all those choices with the tattoos and all that stuff. And they went with it.
He does not have the authority to be like, I am 100% looking like that. Nobody else has an option.
No, that's true. But it's not to say he didn't suggest it, come up with his look, and then it was approved.
Possibly.
It could have been collaboration.
Possibly, but
Yeah.
then I don't know how you are a fan of the Joker and you're like, that's the look.
When you're
that
playing-
we should go with that look.
When you're playing that iconic of a character, like we all saw John Schnepp's documentary, obviously Nicolas Cage had a lot of input into what his
Right.
Superman was going to look like.
Yeah.
Jared Leto is playing the most iconic character in the movie,
Yeah.
clearly.
And
He just
coming
wanted
off
to
of
look
Heath
different.
Ledger's.
And coming off of Heath
Yeah.
Ledger's.
He wanted to look different.
Yeah.
He was like,
he got that.
We've done a less is more. We've done
Yeah.
a clown. He was like,
He looked like Post Malone,
he did.
Yeah.
mixed
did.
with testosterone.
Well,
Okay.
we talked a lot about it, and
hair.
I'm curious what you guys think about it. Whether you're watching this on the clip out or whether you're watching live today or on the replay, give us your thoughts, your comments. Do you think that Leto is done? Do you think he should be done? Do you want to see more with him, or do you think that we should see another Joaquin movie? Because there are a lot of people who think it's better as a one-off. So give us your thoughts. Make sure you comment. Do all that. We are going to be back after the break. We have Awesome Kong coming in here, talking about AEW, talking about Glow after the break.
Hey guys, it's Perry here to let you know that Movie Talk is moving. We've had a great time in this 3 p.m. Pacific slot, but guess what? We want you to start your day with Collider Movie Talk, so we're moving. 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a longer show with some brand new segments, so tune in starting Monday, September 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Sports Time. Well, you know, if you've been watching us every week, you know we break down the latest and the greatest in the world of sports, talk about the big issues, the big games, all of it with a rotating band of guests like Matt Nose and Josh McCouga. We've had Taylor Bisciotti on. We've had so many great guests. Now, if you want to see more of Sports Time or you want to try it out for the first time, remember to subscribe to Collider Sports YouTube channel for all the sports goodness.
Hey guys, it's Riley here. Let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. You know it, right? It drops every Thursday on Collider Conversation, and I have guests from all across the space. John Roca, Gray Drake, Alexander Desplat came on at one point. We talk everything from movies, we talk about life, and everything in between. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? It's the Riley Roundtable every Thursday on Collider Conversations. You get it there.
Hi, I'm Coy Jandro, host of Collider Heroes, and I'm here to tell you we've got 20-minute episodes coming at you on Collider Video, on the YouTube, as you've always loved it. Plus, now we've got hour-long podcasts dropping every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe to the podcast because it's going to get even more sweaty on the podcast. Plus, every week, we're going to try to get some very special guest interviews, all of the people that help shape these movies and TV shows you love. So, video, podcast, interviews, all coming at you. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Stay sweaty.
Look at you go.
Well, hello there. I'm Ken Knapsack, one of the hosts of Collider Jedi Council, and I'd like to invite you to listen to our show, watch our show. It's on every Thursdays on the Collider Video channel, and it's also available in podcast form if you'd like to listen to our sweet voices on Collider Jedi Council, me, Christian Harloff, and a bevy of guests, I say, talk Star Wars. We celebrate Star Wars. We dig into the Star Wars news. We speculate everything about Star Wars, including your questions. So join us on Collider Jedi Council. You're going to have a great time.
What's up, Collider fans? Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com, where you can find the top stories throughout the week in the world of professional wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, then you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not checking out all the shows we do every week on YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. In particular, on Wednesdays, we've got a SmackDown recap show hosted by John Roca and myself, where we pick apart and talk about every little thing that happened on the Blue Brand. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe at youtube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. Okay.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. You looking for a Star Wars fix? Well, Rule of Two is that show. It drops on Collider Video's main YouTube channel, as well as on Podcast One's Jedi Council feed. So go over there, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. We talk everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of deep dives and a lot of conversations that go all in. You know what to do. Subscribe, join us there, and rise.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Mailbag. A new episode drops every Saturday and Sunday in your face and in your ears, answering the questions from you fans about the world of entertainment, film, and television. Me and great guests from our sphere do the best to answer your questions from Twitter, from Instagram, and of course, email as well, every Saturday and Sunday.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Christian Harloff. I'm the host of Collider Jedi Council. We talk about everything Star Wars. It's movie news, it's canon, it's all of it. We take questions from you guys. How do you do it? Main channel, that's right here. Subscribe to this channel. But if you want to just listen to it, you got the podcast feed too. Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it in your car. Do all of it. It's Star Wars. Episode 9's coming out. And then after Episode 9, you got TV shows. So we're going to be your sports center for Star Wars. Do it. Come on. Be real.
Hi, I'm Amy Dallin, one of the hosts of Collider Heroes, and starting right now, you can catch our show Tuesday nights with a new Collider Heroes and a longer Collider Heroes podcast, where Coy and I are gonna talk your ears off. You already know that's coming. So make sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, and find us on the Collider Heroes podcast feed for all of that sweaty goodness.
The Witching Hour is all over Collider right now. You can listen to that horror-filled podcast with myself, with Haley Fouch. We talk about witchiness, we talk about slashers, we talk about space horror, you name it, all on that show on the Collider Factory feed. And on top of that, you can find an article all about Witching Hour every single Tuesday on Collider.com. Check it out, get scared. Hopefully you survive the Witching Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming back here on Collider Live, and we are excited. Not only is she an AEW superstar, not only is she a Glow star, she's a Schmodown star. Ladies and gentlemen, Awesome Kong is here. Kia Stevens, hello, Kia, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm I'm still smarting from that loss on the showdown.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
You almost choked out Brienne, though.
Oh my gosh!
That's awesome.
The competitive monster in me was just like, why? You two are horrible at this. Somebody switch out my players, my team members, which is just so wrong. You just don't give up on your team members.
It was fun. Well, you were in character. It was good. So much cool stuff going on. I was excited because I didn't know about the AEW stuff when it was going down, and I just mentioned to you that we had on Cody and Brandy, and you had said to Brandy that, oh, you think they're going to remember me? And she's like, are you kidding me? Of course. And then you get that pop. What was that like?
Surprising and extremely hard to stay in the Kong psyche.
Yeah.
And not just turn into Kia and be like, oh my God, you like me?
Right.
Hey, you remember me? Get the F out of here.
Right. Yeah. How's it been though so far? Because you've been TNA, you've done WWE, and now this. I mean, AEW, man, they're doing some special stuff right now. How's it feel?
It feels revolutionary. It feels like about time. You know what I mean? It feels so good to be able to express your creative thoughts and freedom without being set in a cage, you know, or having limits on it, to just share and be heard. That feels new and fresh and almost like unbelievable.
It's funny you say that too, because it's new and fresh, but it's also old school.
Yeah.
It's old school in the fact that that's the way, like, old school, like Piper or Dusty Rhodes, like dudes like that would cut promos.
Oh, yeah.
And now you guys have the ability to do that. Is that one of the main selling points of why you decided to go in? Because you're on a very popular TV show. You didn't have to come back and do
it made me remember why I fell in love with wrestling.
Yeah.
And what I originally thought wrestling was. We just did a show in Philly. And one of the dark matches was with Cody and the Young Bucks, and it was amazing because at the end they bring up this kid that was just like Orange Cassidy.
Oh yeah.
And they do like on the fly this whole like gimmick on the fly. This kid is just there, there. They bring him into the ring, and they do this whole thing, just impromptu and improvise it, and they call out a ref, and it was so fun, and it felt so much like, you know, the old school when they would just give like Foley and Austin the mic, and then sometimes people would come in and interrupt totally just on the fly.
And
that's
more
when
real.
that's when the magic was. You know
Right.
what I mean? When it wasn't, you know, you're going, and then on the paper it said that.
Right.
Right. You know, how can you forget something that isn't like scripted?
Yeah, but that's
you
the
know?
difference. I mean, you're in a different position because you are an actress, you know, and it's like I think that wrestlers, though, a lot of times they don't want to just be like, I'm not an actor. I think Jericho said, I'm not an actor. I'm a wrestler that performs and does my thing. And of course, there are storylines and ways that you're going to sell the matches, sell the promos. I showed my brother and I, growing up, big WWF old school fans, and we watched all. And like I remember WrestleMania 4 is one of my favorite. Like when Savage wins the tournament, this whole thing. But it felt like a sporting event. It felt like and I saw this promo for Cody and Jericho coming up, and it has Cody sitting in his kitchen talking to Brandy, and he's thinking about business decisions.
Right.
But it doesn't cut in like, you know, a helicopter doesn't fly in and like a demon pops out. You know, it feels like 24/7 HBO style. And I was like, that's what I like.
Yes, and it's, you know, the mom comes in and talks, and everyone comes in and makes, you know, commentary about how serious he's taking it and how, you know, the pressure and the weight that he has, because, you know, he does have all these business meetings and things that he has to do, as well as focus on how he's going to compete in this match. So, I mean, all of that is extremely true, and so that makes it raw for me.
Sorry, go ahead, Frank.
I was listening to an interview where you were talking about going to the first show in Chicago, and you had no idea what this was going to be. You thought it was just going to be kind of another indie league or something like that, and then it's blown up into this huge beast. Why? Why do you think that is?
I think because the fans are 100% behind it, and it's something that they've been waiting for. I feel like AEW is that thing that fans have been talking about after like a big pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view's over and everybody's just having drinks at wherever they, you know, congregated at, and they throw out the wishes. Man, I wish X, Y, and Z, and why don't they X, Y, and W?
Right.
And now that's happening, or at least that's what it feels like is happening. And so it's like wishes are being granted here, left, and center. And all the fans are like, finally, about time. Yes, about time. They're doing what I said. Remember when I said that, Chad? I said that. And now it's like it's happening.
That's fun for wrestling fans in general. Because even go back to when WCW and WWF were feuding, it was good for wrestling. It was good for the fan base. So this is the thing, though, because like when you guys hear, and this was right before, we had Brandy and Cody, and right before it debuted, I think it was like the week of. Mm-hmm. So, and NXT was going up against you guys, and then you guys win. Like, what's the locker room like? Like, was it because they can go back and forth? I mean, we don't. Nothing's set in stone, but that's a big win.
Oh, I mean, it's not like we got together and had like this, ratings party. Right now, we just have our heads down, and we're focused on, making sure we put out this product quality every week. You know what I mean? Because from what I hear, it's a marathon and not a sprint. That's what I heard. So,
Speaking of things that we've heard, I want to go back for 1 second because talking about the interview I listened to, you talked about how you're getting medical finally and how excited you are that you guys are getting medical. Mm-hmm. As somebody who really, truly doesn't understand who is offering what is the actual difference of AEW versus WWE, what they're offering in terms of your guys' health benefits?
Well, from my time in WWE, what I understood was if you got hurt in the ring, then that is something they would take care of. However, your everyday just needs exams, checkups, whatever. If you have a cold, flu, whatever, that was something that you had to be responsible for. Jeez. And as an individual, it's kind of hard to acquire and expensive to acquire such medical care with the profession that we're in. So when you have a company like this behind you that's providing that really makes it a lot easier on the pocketbook, and just to have that support of, hey, these people just don't see me as this product in a box. They see me as an actual person. We had a meeting about concussions, actually, and their approach to it was it was full of humanity, and really putting yourself first and your health first, which for old school people is hard to comprehend because we're the kind of people who will literally break our neck. I know people that have broken their neck in the ring and will try to keep going.
Stone Cold and
we got some spots to go.
Yeah.
My broken neck. All right, tape it up and let's finish it out. So to have that attitude of care and putting their talent before the bottom line is new for us and surprising, but appreciated.
Yeah.
You've been in this a long time. If a young wrestler came up to you, what kind of advice would you give them as far as WWE and that kind of stuff goes?
I would say just be careful and make sure you stay you. I've witnessed a lot of people go into that other place and kind of compromise their personalities and their values of who they are for like the paycheck or the notoriety, the spotlight, and some really good, really great people in the past that would turn into like dicks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, is that what that place did to you? And it just seems like to be the line that I hear a lot, that people would walk on eggshells there. I mean, I can't really. I left during my honeymoon phase, so I can't say whether yay or nay. But I have a lot of friends there that was like, wow, emotionally it took a toll on them.
When you were there with WWE, did you kind of start losing a love for wrestling a little bit, or did you just realize that this just wasn't for you?
I wouldn't say my love for wrestling was really lost. It just there were other factors that wouldn't allow me to focus solely on wrestling, which is why we had to take a break there.
Well, let me ask you about that then, because it's two questions actually, kind of two-parter. Netflix, with the show Glow, coming back for season 3, right?
Four.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
season
season
4.
four.
So what do they say when you say you're going to go back into AEW? Do they get? Are they worried? They don't want their star to get hurt? Or is that ever come up? From the look of your face, that conversation didn't even happen. Maybe.
Well, they do ask that I do not wrestle while we're filming.
Right.
And they always have a concern. They having this be something that they have researched. They understand the dangers, the possible risks, being a wrestler. But while I was filming these last 3 seasons, I took a total break from wrestling. This would be the first time that the show and my wrestling career will kind of coincide. And they just asked that I be, extra careful, but we're always as careful as we can be. I mean, most of the times when I get injured, because I tripped over a toy in my own house. That's how it happens.
That's how it happens all the time. Totally. Any of the girls from the cast make it to any of the shows yet for AEW?
Not for AEW.
Okay.
No, not yet. But we just had our inaugural show on the 2nd of October. So
it could be making it out there too.
There's a lot of space.
Did a lot of other wrestlers audition for Glow? Do you know a lot of other wrestlers that did?
Yeah, there were other wrestlers that auditioned for Glow. We were all rooting each other on. Did you go for? Yeah.
This is what we were talking about before. Are you the only one who is a professional wrestler who was cast?
Of the girls?
Of the
yes.
girls.
Right.
Wow.
That's what I
So did you have a lot of creative consulting that they were asking you about while you were filming?
Which was fun. On
the
the first day, because we had a wrestling camp for a whole month before we started principal photography, and we get in there and Chavo, who's the one that's in charge, and he's like, hey, and we don't let them know that I'm a wrestler, so we get them in line to start to learn some stuff, and Chavo and I go and we call these kinds of crazy spots, and the girls were like, wait. What?
That's awesome.
Wait, you want to do that right now?
Like you just picked it up and learned it on the
Yeah,
spot. That's great.
He's just calling out stuff. I'm like, drop that. Oh, okay.
How'd you pick that up so fast? You're good.
Right?
Of the
Because when you
women-
look at me, it's like, you wouldn't just automatically think.
Of the girls, though, that have, because now you're going to be going into season 4, they've been getting some wrestling training. Who do you think's the best? Who would do the best in AEW?
Oh, gosh, you could actually put all of their names in a fishbowl and pull one out. And
Really?
Yes.
They all picked it up?
100%. In fact, they picked it up so well. There were days where I was like, okay, you can, at least, you're an actress, right? You act like it's a little harder than what you're doing.
We get it. You're a natural.
Right?
We get it.
How often is it stunt people, and how often is it actually Alison Brie or Betty Gilpin? Or
So for insurance reasons, there are certain things that the insurance folks will not allow Alison Brie and Betty Gilpin to do, even though they are so game for it. So there are very certain things, but high spots where they're flipping in the air, so they're like, they'll put in Shauna Duggins or Helena Barrett. However, everything else, all of us girls doing our own. Like the rest of the girls, we do not have body doubles.
Wow.
At all.
So the only 2?
Those are the only 2.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, sometimes Helena will double maybe for someone else in the group,
Okay.
just for a little bit. But I would say 90% of all their stunts, the actresses do themselves.
Kind of going off what you said before with AEW and how they allow you to this more improv and that you can just be more real. I feel like that's what Mark Maron does on set. Now, it probably could be sticking to the script the whole way through. And,
no.
I didn't think so.
No.
I didn't think so. That's what I was going to say. So tell me a little bit about working with Mark and just watching him and his mind work. 'Cause I had the pleasure of knowing him through the Comedy Store days, and he's one of those minds.
Very hard to stay in your professional mind, because he comes out with these genius quirks, and then you're like, that was hilarious.
Right.
And it's just all day with him, and he slips into Sam so easily. To watch him work, it's just like it's a treat. It's like, oh, I get the best seat in the house.
And he fits it. It's so like those old school '80s kind of promoters. It's really really special to watch. The whole crew.
So well, on the money.
Yeah, and then because of the success, one of the other things that it looks like it's been happening with AEW and WWE is that everybody's being approached. Everybody's like either, and Cody even said it, that people are getting better deals over there. Even people they didn't even want to maybe particularly sign, but just because that that AEW didn't want to sign, but we don't want you to go there, so they get
We're
more
gonna
money
starve
now.
them out.
Right, but they're getting more money. So, but were you approached after your success with Glow to come back to WWE?
No.
You were not. Okay. Stupid on them. Look at you.
I mean,
Yeah, even better. Even better.
F
Look at,
'em.
yeah, F 'em.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying now you're back over there. How did that? Because we heard Brandy's side of the story, how she got you back. I want to hear about with the conversation when you guys had when you were approached. Like I know that you saw what they were doing. Why did you ultimately say yes? Like I know that we kind of covered it a little bit, but I want to know the heart of hearts. Were you going to say no at any point?
To be a wrestler, first you have to be a wrestling fan, and AEW truly made me love wrestling again because it got to a point where it was my occupation, and that's sad, when you've been beat up by wrestling so much that they just beat the love out of you.
That's what CM Punk said, too.
It's like it was sad, and then Hollywood comes a calling, which is kind of where I started anyway. As a kid, I was a child actress. That's where I started, but I loved wrestling so much. That's where my heart laid, and so when they ignited that spark again, oh my gosh, it was like I want to be a part of this, because when wrestling gets in you, it gets in you. And it doesn't leave, but when you're just sad, when it makes you sad,
the love is back.
the
love is back.
back.
So let's get to the real question here. Who's asked you about to beat? Who's getting beat?
I don't know. Whoever they put in front of me.
We looking for anybody out there you want to challenge that you want to take on, or we're looking at who should we be looking for you scrapping with, because you can wreck some shop.
Like right now, it's just really like whoever they put in front of me.
You're just gonna destroy.
Let's make them unrecognizable. Just do it.
Take their faces out.
I want to take out all my frustration
That's right.
I've been building up for these last 8 years and take it out on somebody.
That's right. The show, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been watching, it is AEW. It's All Elite Wrestling Dynamite, and it's on TNT, and it's live 8 to 10 to Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday night. So make sure you do that. We have Awesome Kong, a.k.a. Kia Stevens, here. It was such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Oh, we're done. I will yap all day.
Well, no, we still got a little more time. If you still want to stick around, I didn't know if you had to run off. We still have a little more time.
I know I have to run off somewhere, but this is
all right. We'll keep you for 5 more minutes.
You guys have Jack later,
I got more glow
Jack
questions.
Yes.
I got more glow questions.
Oh, go in, Josh.
This is one of my favorite
We love
shows.
the show so much.
Freak out for this show. What's the difference been between season 1, season 2, season 3? I mean, obviously, casts become more and more like family, but as far as shooting the show goes, it's gotten what has been the attitude in the room as each season has kind of gone by?
Oh well, we are really family there. In fact, Kate Nash and I, we were roommates at one point and became sisters. And I mean, when I say sisters, I mean sisters with the arguing and the fighting and all. But we love each other incessantly. I love that woman. When we first started, we were over at Riverfront Studios, which was our own little town and world, and it was so awesome. Now we're at LA Studios, and we have to kind of share with everybody, which is great. It's a really nice place to be. But selfishly, I was I left Riverfront because it was our own little town and world. But it's been great because we have a really great crew. Everyone's attitudes are really positive, and they're interested in wrestling now. There's a lot of crew members that maybe not have checked into wrestling that peek at wrestling now will come up and talk to me and did you see such and such and such and such? I'm well, I don't really watch that place anymore, but I'm glad you're checking it out.
Are you telling them? Are you obviously telling them all about AEW too? Have they? I know that they said they haven't been there yet, but have they been trying to check it out? Have you talked to any of your girls about it?
They were very excited for my return,
awesome.
and they celebrated that. They thought it was absolutely awesome. I think we I can't make any promises, but I believe that we might see someone visit at least, that'd be fun,
smart,
right?
Smart too.
Yeah.
It's smart. Maybe a little crossover Glow in AEW.
Right, a little something.
Could be cool.
It'd be cool, nice little moment.
Yeah.
Are you pitching any of those things to the guys over at AEW?
Well, I mean, there have been discussions about the possibilities of what that would look like and what we would do.
Yeah.
I think right now there's a plan, and once those plans are realized, then we can get a little loosey goosey and see what else we can.
That's right. You got to be
throw
careful and
into
not
the
have it like
mix.
when RoboCop came in back in WCW. Remember with Sting? Because he came in as a character. It would be cool.
Yeah. Or when they had, do you remember when they
Zeus?
had the Three Stooges come in at?
Which one was that?
It was the new Three Stooges movie.
Oh, right,
with, like,
right,
Sean Hayes.
right,
They came.
right.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember it, but I remember
And
when they were
it
doing the
was
promotion
like,
for it.
Oh my God! They came in, and then the fans like turned heel. And I was like, oh my God! The fans just turned heel. I'm like, you know, wow.
Because of Sting. So back in the Sting when RoboCop 2 I think came out, Sting shows up and RoboCop. And everyone's like, but that's a character. And then like same thing like Tony Tiny Lister, who was in Depot in Friday, came out as Zeus, but he played Zeus in the movie. And then it's like, well, you're asking a lot of us to believe here
So
too.
we would have to be careful,
Right.
and just make sure things fit together nicely, something that the fans could appreciate and not ridicule. Because y'all know sometimes it's hard to please them.
Oh no shit.
No way.
And everything, yeah.
Going back to Glow for a second, just because I'm assuming you're a fan of the show, you said to be a fan of, as I am. Do you think that Mark Maron and Alison Brie's characters should end up together? Are they endgame? Do you ship them?
Gosh, this is a conversation my best friend and I have all the time. And oh gosh, like I don't know now because I was like, my best friend was like mad at Ruth. Was like, what the F is her problem? I'm like, well, she didn't get the pie. Well, so what? Suck it up and X, Y, and Z. So I don't know. I think that they might be great together, or they just might work as creative collaboration.
I'm there.
The creative collaboration?
Those two would not last past 3 months. They're both too emotionally disasters, the two of them.
Yeah,
They would
I think they would. Their magic is through their creativity.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. But it doesn't mean that they should end up together.
Right.
Yeah,
And I don't know how. I don't know what it would say with how female, like, empowered we've been pumping into the show to be like, and then she ended up with the guy, and it was like a romance thing, or like I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know. They're just too, because they're both fucked up. The two of them, real messed up. Not in a way that's like, because they both are, then it could work. It's like, no, that would end terribly.
Codependency was
You don't need it. You don't need it.
No, she should. I don't know. I maybe. Hopefully, I don't know. She would go out like a strong, independent woman and go buy her own little playhouse and put on her own little plays.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I'm just obsessed with the fact that this is what you and your best friend are talking
Oh
about.
my God, we argue. Oh, there's like 3 of my best friends that we argue incessantly. I'm like, I don't write the show. I have opinions, but oh my God, you guys act like I write it. I'm like, stop yelling at me. It's not.
It's like, I'm doing my job. Leave me alone.
But it's crazy because they love it.
Right.
It brings out passion for the debate. But I'm like,
they want you to change some things.
Like,
I can't do anything.
I feel like the best episode of last season was the flip episode. It was when you all came out.
Oh
as
my God,
different
that
characters.
was the funnest.
I bet. I was just gonna say, was that your favorite?
Oh
episode
my
to shoot?
God,
Yeah.
it was so fun. They let us go out there and just like do whatever we wanted, basically. I mean, they wrote some lines, but they let us go out there and ad-lib all day long.
That's
and
awesome.
it was, oh gosh, it was so fun. And my husband was there that day. He's actually like the first fan you see when I walk out and whatever, and there's like one day, one of the takes I like sit on his lap and like, it got a little bit like, there are like 50 other people in the room. That was the funnest day.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you guys ever, because I know the first season, because I actually did watch the original Glow back in the day, and I remember a lot of those, Hollywood and Vine and all of them too. But it's obviously when you have 4 seasons that you're going to be doing, you have to do a lot of original stuff, but because the first season had a lot of what kind of happened, is there a lot more inspiration of the story because it went under at one point, the main character who Mark Maron was based on had some problems. Is there still
there's that great documentary about it too?
Is that based on that stuff now, but we're just totally in a different universe?
We are totally in a different universe.
Yeah.
This is basically glow. It's like if you were to put like a frosty window in front of it, you know, be like, it looks like that would be glow.
But we're past that.
We're
See.
past
Have you met
that.
any of them? Oh, sorry. Have you met any of the
Oh
old school?
yes. You know, Matilda the Hun
Yeah.
is a great friend of mine,
cool.
and Roxy, we will talk every so often, and Little Egypt stops by all the time. So, and they're very supportive. Every season, they have a viewing party at the launch of whenever the show drops. They have a viewing party, and Roxy, her daughter, does like gluten-free treats.
That's cool.
And they'll eat them and have a whole spread, and it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
I'm so glad that they're still friends to this day. A lot of them, they get together and they support one another. They do like cruises and whatnot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little Egypt was covering the AfterBuzz Glow After show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
all the
that's
people
awesome.
on. Yeah, it was great.
That's
Great.
awesome.
So clearly in support.
Yes. Well, Glow Season 4 is going to be coming out, and we know, once again, check out All Elite Wrestling Dynamite on TNT live 8 to 10, and that's Eastern Standard Time. Thank you again for joining us, and we will get you back in the ring for the Schmodown.
Thank you. And don't forget AEW Dark, because we have dark matches at our live show, so you check that out. Check the website, AEW Wrestling.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, guys. When we get back, we're going to be taking some phone calls, so get the phones ready, call on in, ask some questions. We'll see you in a bit.
Hey guys, it's Perry here to let you know that Movie Talk is moving. We've had a great time in this 3 p.m. Pacific slot, but guess what? We want you to start your day with Collider Movie Talk, so we're moving. 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a longer show with some brand new segments, so tune in starting Monday, September 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Sports Time. Well, you know, if you've been watching us every week, you know we break down the latest and the greatest in the world of sports, talk about the big issues, the big games, all of it with a rotating band of guests like Matt Nose and Josh McCouga. We've had Taylor Bisciotti on. We've had so many great guests. Now, if you want to see more of Sports Time or you want to try it out for the first time, remember to subscribe to Collider Sports YouTube channel for all the sports goodness.
Hey guys, it's Riley here. Let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. You know it, right? It drops every Thursday on Collider Conversations, and I have guests from all across the space. John Roca, Gray Drake, Alexander Desplat came on at one point. We talk everything from movies, we talk about life, and everything in between. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? It's the Riley Roundtable every Thursday on Collider Conversations. You get it there.
Hi, I'm Coy Jandro, host of Collider Heroes, and I'm here to tell you we've got 20-minute episodes coming at you on Collider Video, on the YouTube, as you've always loved it. Plus, now we've got hour-long podcasts dropping every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe to the podcast because it's going to get even more sweaty on the podcast. Plus, every week, we're going to try to get some very special guest interviews, all of the people that help shape these movies and TV shows you love. So, video, podcast, interviews, all coming at you. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Stay sweaty.
Well, hello there. I'm Cat Knapsack, one of the hosts of Collider Jedi Council, and I'd like to invite you to listen to our show, watch our show. It's on every Thursdays on the Collider Video channel, and it's also available in podcast form if you'd like to listen to our sweet voices on Collider Jedi Council, me, Christian Harloff, and a
Bevy.
Yes, I say, talk Star Wars. We celebrate Star Wars. We dig into the Star Wars news. We speculate everything about Star Wars, including your questions. So join us on Collider Jedi Council. You're going to have a great time.
What's up, Collider fans? Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com, where you can find the top stories throughout the week in the world of professional wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, then you'll be doing yourself a disservice by not checking out all the shows we do every week on YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. In particular, on Wednesdays, we've got a SmackDown recap show hosted by John Roca and myself, where we pick apart and talk about every little thing that happened on the Blue Brand. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe at youtube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. You looking for a Star Wars fix? Well, Rule of Two is that show. It drops on Collider Video's main YouTube channel, as well as on Podcast One's Jedi Council feed. So go over there, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. We talk everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of deep dives and a lot of conversations that go all in. You know what to do. Subscribe, join us there, and rise.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Mailbag. A new episode drops every Saturday and Sunday in your face and in your ears, answering the questions from you fans about the world of entertainment, film, and television. Me and great guests from our sphere do the best to answer your questions from Twitter, from Instagram, and of course, email as well, every Saturday and Sunday.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Christian Harloff. I'm the host of Collider Jedi Council. We talk about everything Star Wars. It's movie news, it's canon, it's all of it. We take questions from you guys. How do you do it? Main channel, that's right here. Subscribe to this channel. But if you want to just listen to it, you got the podcast feed too. Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it in your car. Do all of it. It's Star Wars. Episode 9's coming out. And then after Episode 9, you got TV shows. So we're going to be your sports center for Star Wars. Do it. Come on. Be real.
Hi, I'm Amy Dallin, one of the hosts of Collider Heroes, and starting right now, you can catch our show Tuesday nights with a new Collider Heroes and a longer Collider Heroes podcast, where Coy and I are gonna talk your ears off. You already know that's coming. So make sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, and find us on the Collider Heroes podcast feed for all of that sweaty goodness.
The Witching Hour is all over Collider right now. You can listen to that horror-filled podcast with myself, with Haley Fouch. We talk about witchiness, we talk about slashers, we talk about space horror, you name it, all on that show on the Collider Factory feed. And on top of that, you can find an article all about Witching Hour every single Tuesday on Collider.com. Check it out, get scared. Hopefully you survive the Witching Hour.
Applesauce and
Did you guys already talk about
Applesauce and
we will.
everybody knows.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live. It
And
is
everybody
Collider
knows.
Live, and everybody knows. What do you think? What do you think that was, Leonard Cohen?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Welcome back.
About what?
What do you mean?
So you said to me.
About what?
What?
The fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. How cool was she?
Great.
She's really awesome.
She was great.
Yeah, she's awesome. How they did it? Were they happy in there?
Yeah, they were.
Cool.
She's a doll,
You guys are
and I
awesome.
love
Yeah.
Glow so much.
Yeah.
I love that she talks about this with her friends.
That's really cool.
It's the
She's just, you
greatest.
could tell from when we had her in Collider last time for Schmodown, like she's just super cool, always down to have a good time, just fun, baller.
Why
and
did she almost take Brienne's head off?
Brienne didn't collaborate with them and answered the question. And then Kong was like, no, we knew what it was, but Brienne answered first and got it wrong,
And was on
then
their
switched
team?
back. Yeah, it was. Who was the team? I think it was Kong, Brienne, and I think the girl who plays Marin's daughter. No.
Oh, she's great.
Or I can't. Or was it Jackie? I can't remember.
I think it was the girl who played Marin's daughter. No, because it was season 1.
She wasn't on.
I know who was there, and I just don't remember who was on the team, but I know who was there. Anyway, point is, they lost, and she just spun Brienne around in the chair. It was hysterical.
Yeah. She talked about it right when she walked in.
Yeah, she spun her in the chair.
Yeah, when I greeted her, she talked about the whole match. She was like, I was here doing this and this.
Yeah, she wants to play again. She wants to get back in the ring. She wants a rematch. Anyway, so we are going to open up the phone lines for you guys.
Hell yeah!
And when we do it, you guys are going to call in. You'll ask some questions, and we're going to call it a day. Probably. We'll see what kind of questions we get. Maybe we'll call it a little early today. We'll see what's going on.
I think Glow. Like, if I were gonna, I need to look at all the Netflix shows all the time, right? But I would put Glow in my top 10 Netflix all time.
10, of course.
Yeah.
10.
It's really hard because
Ozark.
there's so many. Yeah, but in 10, you can put Ozark, Glow.
Yeah.
Narcos.
Do you put House of
Ozark,
Cards in
Glow.
there?
I do not. I stopped watching.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was bored by that show by season 3.
No, and I don't mean I stopped watching because of controversy.
You just
Before
got
that,
bored
I
with
stopped
it. Yeah.
watching.
Because that was the show that started it all. That's why I asked.
Once he left
Orange is the New
Freddy's, I
Black
was
for
done.
sure for me. I
Yeah.
love
would
that.
and I just stopped watching that again.
Yeah,
too.
I
What
get
about
bored.
and would you put any of the Marvel series in there?
Daredevil season
Daredevil
1.
season 1.
But
Yeah.
you can't put a season.
Why?
Because if we're saying the top shows on Netflix of all time.
Top shows all time. I guess it all I guess
So Daredevil, I would give Daredevil. I would honestly take
3 was pretty good.
3 was pretty good.
Daredevil 3 was pretty
Punisher
good.
season 1, and that was the only season we got. It was fantastic. I love Punisher.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd put that in my top.
I put Daredevil in there.
Yeah.
Daredevil was the only one. watched.
And here's the thing too: is you have the Netflix originals, and then you have like pre-produced that are now like Netflix originals.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders isn't exactly a Netflix original, even though it lives on
Like
Netflix.
Longmire.
Would you put Grace and Frankie?
Yes, I think I would.
So good.
Wow.
I
Dude,
love
Grace
that
and
show.
Frankie is hands down the most underrated show
It's so
on TV.
underrated.
What's number
Hands
one?
down.
Stranger Things?
I would put that in my top
Definitely
5.
in my top 10.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
interesting.
don't
Anyway,
know.
What about American Vandal?
No, not my top 10, but top 25.
Is that a movie?
No.
No, a series.
series?
Two
Remember the
seasons.
penises that we keep
I,
telling you about?
remember. I watched
The
the,
poop
first
and the
episode.
penises.
Yeah, the poop.
All right, Cody, got anybody? Thank you.
I think you would have watched.
Hey, you're on.
Right.
Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey man, it's San Marcos, Texas. My name is Joel. Shit, I'm blanking already.
Hey, man,
You're breaking up a little
bit.
I think his
Hello?
name is Joel.
Hey, are you there?
Yeah, Joel from San Marcos, Texas.
Oh, hey, man. Now we can hear
Hey.
you. What's going on today? What do you got for
Holy
us?
Shit, I'm in. This is awesome. So I got a shit ton to talk about, but real quick, Riley is still in the room.
Yeah, Riley's in.
Yep, I'm
You
here.
Can you talk some shit about him or what?
No, Age of Resistance is like the shit.
Age of Resistance?
Age of Resistance.
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
Dark
Yeah,
Crystal.
yeah. I know.
It's
I
like
gotta,
the shit.
I gotta catch up.
I watched I watched a lot of the first one.
We're
and I
now
dug it.
binging
Yeah.
so many TV shows.
There's so
We're
much.
catching
to
up
watch.
now.
There's
Finally.
There's so much to watch. You have long legs.
I
don't
will
know how.
fucking bury you.
Guys,
right
we have a
now.
caller.
Yeah, we have. They're fighting, man. So
Yeah.
I'll keep talking to you though.
No, yeah, but he hasn't seen it yet. You go ahead.
But anyways, okay, so a couple weeks ago, y'all talked about like a gross story that y'all wanted to hear, and I've been wanting to tell for a while.
Oh,
Sure.
let's do it.
Okay, so my buddy, dude, I'm like freaking out. It's kind of cool.
You're all good, man.
Joel, yes.
So my buddy and I were like sharing stories and stuff like that, and so he took a girl back to his place, and she was a little kinky, right?
I like
and
where this
she
is
wanted
going.
she wanted to have him spit in her mouth.
Jesus.
He's never done it before, and so he hocked a loogie into
no.
her mouth.
Oh. I don't think that's what she wanted.
Like, yeah, I don't think that's what she wanted, but
No.
it's crazy.
Look at Roxy. Look at Roxy. Roxy's gonna throw up on herself. See, I think it's a little different there. All right. Well, congratulations. You definitely made us all ill. All right. Well,
Can't wait to see the Dark Crystal, man.
Thank you for the call.
Let's do it, man. I fucking love that call.
It was good. Look at Roxy. Can we have a close up on Roxy? Please?
I already did it.
Roxy doesn't like people trying her teeth.
Yeah.
They would spit in her mouth.
Yeah, but see, that's the difference. Because at first I'm thinking, well, you swap and spit with people in the first place when you do it, and if it's like a little spit, it's. But then, it's
Yeah.
like, what if you're sick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
It's kind of gross.
I got to give credit to Adam Smith on Friday. First of all, he crushed
Like
it
the loogie in
running
your
the
mouth?
thing. No, he crushed it. But he also, like first couple times Adam was on here, like after the Chicago trip and everything, running the board is kind of stressful. And Cody does a hell of a job.
Yeah.
Adam did the for the phone calls,
Oh, yeah,
which was
nice.
awesome, and he did a bunch of sound clips, which was sick.
awesome.
How
Yeah,
are
it was
Sam
great.
and DJ?
Awesome.
Oh, they were
so
fantastic.
good.
I seriously feel so ill right now.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah. Hey, you're
Take
on.
a breather, RJ.
You're trying.
Sit this
Cody,
one out.
Cody's trying to get you a palate cleanser here. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
It's Wiley from Oklahoma.
Riley.
Riley
I
from
thought you were
Oklahoma.
Riley. You're sitting in the room. Riley, you're in
Yeah, all
Oklahoma?
right. Yeah. No, I can
Jumper.
bilocate.
Jumper.
Yeah, I'm over there.
What do you got for us?
So I'm a massive fan of everyone there,
Oh, thanks, man.
and you guys have inspired me to make my own entertainment company called Guideline Entertainment.
Well done.
Nice.
Smart.
And because you guys have inspired me, I was wondering if any of you guys were to open up like your own PO box for your own podcast. So kind of like sending a thank you, I could send you one of my Guideline T-shirts, because you guys have made my life basically complete for so many years, and it's changed my life. And if I didn't have you guys, I would basically have nothing. Would be completely lost.
Man.
Where I am.
Thanks, Riley.
Thank you so much.
I doubt that.
I doubt it too. I think that you definitely. There's always there's something out there that speaks to you. We're glad that it was us. We will. I know that I'm going to be getting my own PO box pretty soon. I don't know. I think that
Ken and
Collider
I
sent
have
some-
one.
Makuga's got some too, but just hit us up, or we can find maybe get Riley can hit you up on Twitter. We can get you some information.
Riley.
Thank you. It's very nice of you, man. I really appreciate it.
I like the name, by the way, Riley. Guideline's a cool name.
Sweet call.
I
Thank you,
also
Riley.
feel so ill.
Yeah,
Riley, if you are on Instagram, just go into my DM me on Instagram, and I will send you a PO box address that Ken and I use for the afternoons, and you can send us whatever you want.
Perfect.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you, Riley.
Riley.
What a nice call.
Oh my God.
Did that help a little bit?
A little bit for sure. He was so sweet and humble and
My
kind.
stomach's a little queasy from that call too. Yeah, because you can just
The
picture
actual
it.
thought of it.
It's
Into
like spit it, like the spit
God,
itself.
holy shit.
It's like you can see it, but it's the loogie. It's the loogie.
It's
that gets
I
you.
keep thinking of Jack on the Titanic when he gets it all in there.
Yeah,
you know,
right. It's that sound. It's the phlegm. It's the phlegm.
Yeah, just
It's the phlegm.
how you feeling, RJ? Over there?
Yeah, it's not, you look white, by the way. Like, and not like way more than normal.
Oh, and there's you're getting some chills there.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, you look ill. You look ill. You look legit ill.
Yeah, you do look ill.
You don't look good.
All right.
You look like powder.
Can we get some water? Can we get some water for?
Hey, you're on Collider Live. Do you ever spit a loogie in anyone's mouth?
This is Nicholas from Syracuse, California.
Hey, Nicholas, what's going on today? Try to say something to cheer Roxy up.
Yeah, say something not about spitting in people's mouths.
You guys have to stop.
I have no comments on spitting in people's mouths.
Cool.
Bunch of animals we have for fans. Yeah. What do you got for us today?
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Makuga. You're dude, you're awesome.
Thanks,
you're my
man.
favorite. Not
Thanks,
your
man.
favorite, but you're my favorite.
Thanks, bud.
Well done.
Anyways, my question would be, I know a lot of people have been saying about the Joker movie, about Joaquin Phoenix as being an inspiration for a future Joker. So I know Jared Leto is pretty much done, but if he were to come back on, how would you guys feel about him being like someone trying to copy Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? Because he does have more like a gangster type.
Yeah. So it's like somebody. No, I mean that's interesting. I think
because you haven't seen the movie yet, that might not be totally clear if that's what he's talking about.
Right, but it's
like the next generation of Jokers.
kind of like copycat who got inspiration from the original Joker.
I mean, I think from the trailer, I can kind of get it.
And Philip said that. Philip said
he
in
did.
an interview, how do you know he's not,
Right.
that he wasn't inspired from this Joker. So.
Right.
I would see Ezra Miller, even though he's the Flash. I think he'd play a great Joker.
Yeah, but I think he's saying whether or not Jared Leto could come back, and that's the
Can I say that
explanation.
if somebody asked you to do that, you would do it? I'm on the loogie thing.
No, I couldn't do that.
You wouldn't do it, right?
No.
Okay.
I've never been into the
Sorry, caller. I'm so
yeah.
sorry. I have not been able to move forward, and I get this
yeah.
is why Josh is your favorite, and
Yeah.
I understand. I can't help it.
But if you go back to it, you're gonna get sick.
I know. I
Because you
seriously
look
feel
legit.
like
You look legit ill. Like you're like holding yourself like you were just
the
assaulted.
actual thought of it. I've taken many years of therapy and like hypnotherapy, trying to like get over
Yeah.
my germophobia. But the
That's
thought that somebody could want that, I don't understand this planet.
That's what I said. That I don't think that girl wanted that.
that.
I think that, like the spit in the mouth thing. It's like all right, it's a little, but yeah, because that's you're getting that anyway. But the loogie's not what she wanted, and she got his little.
Josh,
You know who you
done that
haven't
back in the
seen
day?
in a while? You know who you haven't seen in a while is Johnny Knoxville. I think Johnny Knoxville could play a really good Joker inspired by Joaquin Phoenix. Sorry, I'm not going to go down the spit in the mouth thing. I'm just not going to do it.
I don't blame you.
I'm not gonna
I don't
do it.
blame you.
This is why you're the best.
All right, but whether or not Leto can come back, I also don't think that he would, especially what we know now, that he would want to be, that Joaquin would be the inspiration for his character. He would probably take that more of an insult. So thank you for the call, and please send Pepto-Bismol to
or one of the Sprouse brothers. They'd be not bad as a Joker.
Cole and Dylan are their names.
All right,
Yeah,
thank
Cole
you.
and Dylan.
Thank you. I thought you just made those people up.
No,
All right,
it's
thank
the
you.
dude from Riverdale. They were the kid in Big Daddy. Now they grew up. They had the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
I
and
know,
now
that's
they're
exactly right.
Riverdale
Also
and
in Friends.
Friends.
Yes, that's true.
Ben.
All right.
and
Let us
Friends.
know when we got another call there. Codalicious. Hey, you're on this show. Who's this?
It's a show, for sure.
Hello? Sorry, try that again.
All right. Hey, you're on this show. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello. Brad?
Yeah, that's Brad from Tampa, Florida.
Hey, Brad. How you doing?
How did you know that? Did he say it?
Sounded like it, yeah.
It just sounded like Christian said Brad.
I just guessed. Brad? Is this you, Brad?
I heard Brad.
Brad, were you were you at the show this weekend?
Yeah, actually, I was the guy wearing the Nelson and Murdoch shirt this weekend.
Oh, this is great, actually. So this guy came in. We did the elite passes for basically before the show. It's been good. It's the second time we've done it. It's an amazing. It's like 10 fans who got the elite package.
They go backstage.
They go backstage. They see the inner workings of everything going on. We give them a tour around the stage, and then they go in the back and they meet some competitors. So this guy comes in. He's got this Nelson and Murdoch. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like Daredevil.
But he's also, they're all asking about whether or not he actually works for a law firm. He says, yeah, I do. I put criminals in jail. Kaiser leaves. But did you have a good time?
That was an absolute blast.
Good,
I
man.
really can't thank you guys enough. Your crew is amazing. You guys worked your asses off and put on an amazing show.
I
Thank you
wasn't
so
there.
much. No, he wasn't. But
it was Riley or Roxy. So you're really talking to a minority here. But
that's not
appreciate you.
You're talking to Cody Hall.
Yeah.
Cody
Okay,
Hall
Cody Hall
works
was there.
as-
Congrats,
works
Cody.
as- Cody does.
Cody.
I'm glad you were there. I mean, no, it was a really good crowd. I mean, it was about 530 total, and it was just.
I heard it had the magic.
You mean the feeling?
Yeah, I heard it had the magic,
audience. You
yeah.
could tell when we were in the back, and it was, it's like a comedy show. You can hear the audience whether this is a great crowd, they're okay,
Yes,
or they're amazing. This crowd was amazing from the get go.
I heard that.
From like the fan contest, they were kind of giving support. But then once they were reacting to everything, the promos, everything.
Which crowd do you feel like had the magic the most?
This one was pretty good. This one was up there. Chicago was pretty damn
Chicago
good.
was
But
great.
that's hard to compete with. It's 1,000 people.
I know.
Free
New
for all.
York?
Brooklyn. I don't know. There's the L.A. one with Shire Wolves in action. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Good. So and you got to meet a lot of people and everything too.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Everyone was so generous with their time. That's so great.
Awesome, man. Well,
but I saw this morning you posted on Facebook, about possible new locations
Yeah.
for the next live show.
Yeah.
And I heard you talking about Boston. And I'm like, all right, well, I was thinking about it before, and I hadn't been back home to Massachusetts in a long time. Like, well, I'm going to try to do that.
Yeah.
Brad.
Then
Yeah.
I saw you. What?
Go ahead.
I'm excited that you're a masshole like me. Keep going.
Yeah, yep. Hometown of Friendlies. That's where I'm from.
Oh, wow, great. I love friendlies.
But then I saw Tampa listed during WrestleMania weekend.
That's it. Everything is nothing is set in
know.
stone yet. But we're looking.
I know. Yeah, I know it's not set in stone, but I'm like, I'm absolutely voting for that. I
Awesome.
mean, if you guys come back down here, right there.
You can vote
man.
for two.
Yeah, you can vote for two. Well,
Go
thank you.
Pittsburgh.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you at the show, man. Look forward, if we do have it either Tampa or Boston, look forward to having you there also, man. Thank
Do you
you.
guys know what friendlies is?
No,
the restaurant?
Yeah,
With all the ice
you guys
cream?
know what that is?
Oh,
No.
yeah, it's good.
You know what it is.
Love a good friend.
Guys,
So
have a
good.
little bit
Breaking
of a
news?
correction from one of our callers. Not Riley. It's Wiley.
Oh,
And he said,
Wiley.
damn connective issues.
Oh,
He's a
Wiley
patron of
Todd.
mine.
Is it Wiley Todd?
He's a patron of mine. I'm trying to get his last name. He's
Wiley.
Wiley the Ghost
Is
on
it
my
T-O-D-D?
Discord server.
Wiley, by the way, is the name of Seth Green's character in
Airborne. I knew that. I
Coyote.
knew that. Yeah. Okay. We can do one or two more calls. So, Cody, when you got it.
Have you seen Airborne yet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have seen
Yeah,
it? Did you see it because
what
of
do you
him?
mean yet?
I didn't know you hadn't. I thought you hadn't seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Good.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes, I'm telling the truth. But
remember
I
that
haven't.
time?
I mean, it's old. I haven't seen it for a long
Do you remember
time.
what city it takes place in?
I'm guessing Pittsburgh. Now that you said that.
But an
Cincinnati.
AFC North Division rival.
I guess I really don't remember much about it. I watched all of those movies growing
Whatever
up.
happened to that kid
Not
that was the
growing
main
up,
Mitchell
but-
Goosen?
Is that who it
Prison
was?
for life.
No.
Yeah.
What?
It's crazy.
The lead kid?
Yeah, drug trafficking for something crazy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Got him.
Well done.
Wow.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't think
Man
he
after my
honestly
own heart.
didn't do a movie.
I don't know what
after.
happened.
He didn't do
I was
a
like, how
movie.
did that? Because we've already had on Lilo. Let's have him on.
I know, right?
Unbelievable. All right.
That was still one of the most wild interviews we ever
that's
did.
probably one of my favorite interviews that we've had
It was
on the
wild.
show. Yeah.
That was crazy.
I loved that. That happened.
What's going on with him?
I mean, he's working.
He is?
Yeah, he's doing stuff. He hasn't. I mean,
I haven't seen.
I haven't heard anything. All right. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Ryan from Birmingham, Alabama again.
What's
2
up?
weeks in a row. You don't know how I got it.
Birmingham.
Get it,
I did have a
Ryan.
lot of people in Florida that told me that, like, I've tried to call into Collider Live for as long as you guys have been on the air, and I've never gotten it.
I've tried to call into Collider Live for
Yeah.
as long as we've been on
Yeah.
the air.
Okay, but I got some good shit here.
What you
ready?
got?
Go.
He's like, let me go.
All right.
We'll talk
So,
about spit.
We all know the episode 9 trailer comes out tonight, and I feel like the Star Wars fan base is a little divided after Last Jedi.
A little.
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
The first two trailers haven't shown much, but what do you think that hook shot, the final shot, is going to be? What do you think that Lucasfilm has to show to get the fan base back behind
Electric fingers from the Emperor.
trilogy?
I don't know if they can get be able to unite the clans, as William Wallace would say, in one trailer.
You would
tonight.
just lead them.
I know, right? But I think to get people excited. I said this on council, and Perry and I argued about it. I think that at this point, the cat's out of the bag that the Emperor's in the movie.
I totally agree.
So if he's going to be a physical form, unless he's going to be something like Matt Smith is, like Professor Quirrell in Harry Potter, that Palpatine has taken over his body or something like that, then you're not going to see him. But if he is an actual physical form at all in the movie, even by a vision, then they'll show him in this trailer tonight.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because why not at this point?
Why not? You know he's in the movie.
Yeah.
It's
They
like,
gotta do it.
yeah. So it's
And
a
it's
good
going
way
to
to
beat him with electric fingers, right?
maybe, and it's a good way to sell people who are not like people who are just watching the football game.
Right.
I was like, oh, the old man's coming back.
Right.
The old guy's coming back. Look at that. That's what my dad would say.
There's something going
A lot
on.
of country would say it.
Too, so who knows?
Right. So
Well, they're doing something. I just showed you that tease.
so there was a tease.
There's a new tease
Yeah.
out there right now.
And for
where,
Rebels fans will get excited.
Yeah, I don't know if
Ahsoka Tano is in.
I'm not going to spoil it, but
Why?
just
It's
I guess
out.
it's out there. The Millennium Falcon was shown flying alongside the Ghost from
Right.
Rebels in the Rise of Skywalker trailer. This was a new tease coming out, plus some
What's
ice
the ghost
planet.
look like?
So it's
it's
not
like a
Kelly,
diamond.
can you just bring up the
kind of-
Ghost? Just put it the
It's
Ghost
only in
Rebels. No, it's not. It's actually in Rogue
In
One.
Rogue
also.
One as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'll know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ship. You see it, and can you put up a Ghost Rebel ship Rogue One? Cody, it'd probably come up. Yeah,
I like the name.
the Ghost. Yeah,
Yeah.
And Hera is there. It is. It's on the bottom there, right there.
Never told you.
So that'll be interesting.
Did you
to
notice
see.
that when you watched Rogue One?
When I saw Rogue One, yes.
For the first time, you were like,
Well, it was already.
You
People
saw
were,
Chopper too.
yeah, and people were talking about, and well, they actually mention Hera.
Hera.
in-
Yeah, she's the voice, isn't she?
No. They
her
call
name,
her over
sorry.
the loudspeaker. They
Yeah.
they say whatever her title is, Sindala, and the question is, because we were talking about it, is this just showing the ship, which it's probably the same thing as Rogue One, or do you see for a split second or even 2 minutes Hera? That would be awesome. That would be awesome, and Jason also, Hera and Jason.
Oh, right. Wait, Jason?
You didn't watch
Oh,
Rebels?
yeah.
You saw Rebels.
Sorry, yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you saw
Sorry.
Rebels. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but if you know Jason, if you've seen Rebels, then you should know Jason.
Jason Todd.
Yes, Jason Todd will be
yeah,
in for sure.
it's a crossover.
All right, well, thank you for the call.
Infinite Worlds Crisis on planet Hoth.
Another favorite Makuga movie. In what movie would you find a superhero with a dog named Ghost?
Oh, wait.
Come on, Rox, got this one.
No, but I know it.
Do you?
What's it?
I mentioned it before on this show many a time.
Give me a hint.
And on movie fights, I think.
Step Brothers.
No.
Give me a hint.
It's actually not a dog.
Blankman.
It's actually a wolf, but. But it's
Game
his
of
pet
Thrones?
wolf. No.
Okay.
Game of Thrones, he does have Ghost.
Yeah, it's a wolf.
Blade.
We're looking for Billy Zane's The Phantom.
Phantom.
Oh, I was not gonna
Got
get
it?
that.
I got
it's-
it.
I was not gonna.
All right.
The Phantom.
We'll do one more fall. One more fall. We'll fall off the couch and then we'll
One
get
more
out.
fall.
We'll take one more call and then we'll get the hell out of here.
One more fall coming
more
out
fall.
now by Alanis Morissette.
Do we have a release date for Glow Season 2?
Last one. Hey,
Four?
you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
What did I say, 2? I'm an idiot.
Oh, hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Wow. Hi. Sorry.
Huh?
Hi, my name is Henry. I'm from New York. Hello.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Henry.
What do you got
Henry,
for
do
us,
people
Henry?
call you Hank?
What up, Big Hank?
No.
Oh.
No, they just call me Henry.
Sorry, buddy.
How are you?
No, it's okay. It's fine.
I like the name Henry.
What do you got for us, Henry? Tell us. Come on.
Oh, by the way, Kristen, I love your Al Pacino. I think it's hilarious
Thank you.
every time I hear it.
Well, then
John?
speak up, boy. Come on. Got something for us. Okay.
Wow, Henry's my favorite person.
Henry's on the phone. He's waiting. Gonna say something. Say something.
Henry, you're the man now, dog.
Got Sean Connery here.
Everybody's here.
Figure it
for
out.
you.
Henry from New York.
Hello, Henry. It's me, Bubba Walter.
New York. Answering the phone, saying hello. Well, hello, Henry. Come on.
He loves the movie Regarding Henry with Harrison Ford.
Oh my God, Dobby is protecting Henry.
I want to regard this, Henry. Say something.
Henry has called in.
Come on.
2020.
Okay.
We're all waiting for you, dog.
Dobby, shut up.
Oh my God, the most.
Sorry, stupid Dobby.
Stupid Dobby.
Like the most amazing thing happened to me this weekend. I will tell you guys after Henry.
All right. Come on. Figure it out. Okay. He's laughing up a storm.
Henry, do it. Let the English see you do it.
Got William Wallace over here. Okay.
Don't listen to them, Henry. I believe in you.
Roxy's a real
spit in her mouth.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
We were past it. We almost
We
had
went
it.
there, didn't we?
Hakalugi.
The fucking sound.
Put it
Henry,
on a,
please help me.
Put it on a
Say
pizza.
something.
Eat it up.
Henry, quit your laughing and ask a fucking question, mate.
Figure it out. Come on.
I'm already working around the clock.
Josh, I think you really need to do more of your Christian bats. I never got a chance to. I left like a comment on the YouTube thing, but I love your Christian bats. I think you should do a little bit more often. Riley, I just wanted to thank you again for the oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Collider Nightmares. I
Oh,
really
man,
wasn't into
thanks.
horror, but
I know, I
you
miss it.
And I'm sorry, you guys are breaking up. Can you hear me? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, we got you, man.
Yeah, no, I just want to say I thank you so much for that show because I kind of got into horror from that show.
Yes.
And,
Idiot.
it was
Yes.
an hour and
You
everything
shut up,
else.
Makuga.
You big dumb doofus.
All right, Henry. We gotta let you go, my man.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
thanks. Roxy, love you. Dorita, everybody, I love them.
Thank you.
Cody, Alex, thank you guys. Yeah, that's it. I'll try
What do
again.
you guys think a Christian bat is?
Christian bat? What was a
Is
Christian
it
bat?
Danish Christian Harloff?
Oh, Danish Christian Harloff? Hello?
No. It was hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was the Robert Batts. You did an impersonation of
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, Bobby Batts.
Bobby Batts? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Robert
Which just shows you how much stupid shit we do in the show. I don't even remember. All right, well, thank you for the call, my man. You're the best. And thank you guys for joining us here today. Thank you to Awesome Kong. Thank you so much.
What happened there? I don't understand.